What's up, everybody? I'm Damon Hatfield. This is Marty Sleva.
Hey, everybody.
And in order to get you everyone in the mood for the big Nintendo Switch reveal tonight, gather around, take a seat, pull up a chair. We're going to be playing some classic Nintendo games here for you in a little bit. In just about 30 minutes, IGN official Nintendo Switch pre-show is going to start with coverage from Brian Altano, Per Schneider, Sam Claiborne, Alana Pierce, Nintendo friends. But to get you set for that, we thought we'd hook up our NES Classic here and play a bunch of old Nintendo games.
We hooked back the way back machine, and we're playing a little bit of Super Mario 2.
Yep.
So we're starting off with prediction number 1 of the night.
Yep. Marty has a prediction about this.
The 3D Mario game that they're going to announce tonight, which is going to be available in the fall, is going to take place in Subcon.
In
Subcon. Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers 2 2
Super.
is what he's.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this.
Yeah.
Imagine how terrifying those weird little masks that follow you around would be in 3D. I don't know if I can handle this. It's actually a survival horror game.
I want a 3D princess model that looks as scary.
That
as
looks
this
like
model,
the girl from The Ring. Yeah. I don't like this. I don't like this woman at all right here.
So we're starting out with Super Mario Brothers 2. But we want you guys to be in control of this stream here. So you let us know what games on the NES Classic you want to see us play. There's 30 available.
Yes.
We'll play whatever you guys want. And, these are old games. We've all played these games a lot. So if you have any sort of special challenges you want to give us, like you may have seen recently, we had a Super Mario Brothers challenge based on Super Mario Run, where we had to play the game without ever letting go of the run right button.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Brian and I made
Much
it about
harder
a level or a stage and a half in.
Yeah, so if you have any challenges like that for any of these 30 NES Classic games, let us know, and we will we'll try our hand at them.
Beat Final Fantasy 1 in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know that's possible.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to burst your bubble right now. I don't think it's possible. Are you excited for tonight?
I am excited.
Yeah.
I'm a lifelong Nintendo fan.
Yep, same.
I'm trying to temper my expectations.
Yeah, which is always good, sort of with any event, with E3, with a console launch, a console reveal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, stuff we know, we know we're going to see Zelda. We know we're going to get a date and price. We assume we're going to see more of Mario, whatever that weird Western Mexican-themed cowboy thing was that they showed footage of.
Yeah, so I'm already on board on some level. I love Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
I know I'm super excited for that, and I like the idea of a console that I can play on my TV and then also take on the go.
Oh, totally.
I like
yeah. We
that.
have to travel a lot, so that's really cool. Also, in 3, I don't want to see this weird eagle man's mouth open.
I totally forgot about the eagle mouth.
What is going on?
I love this game. It is one of the weirdest Mario games.
Yes, absolutely.
If anyone doesn't know, this game was not originally a Mario game. It was
Doki Doki Panic.
It's called Doki Doki Panic in Japan, and the U.S. wanted a Mario sequel faster than
then they could make one.
Yeah, they can make one. So they're like, well, let's just take this game, Doki Doki Panic, and make it a Mario game. And it is actually really, really cool.
Oh, dude, it's an awesome game. Yeah,
totally unique as a Mario game.
Yeah,
There's nothing
and
else like it.
It's really cool that it's some elements Shy Guys especially have become staples of the Mario series. Yeah.
I love the music in this game.
Yes, music's incredible.
The sort of digging mechanic is really cool in this game.
It's unlike anything else on the NES, which I find really cool.
I've never played Doki Doki Panic though.
So I was just about to say, has anyone?
A lot of people know this.
Yeah.
But who's actually played?
Is it just one of those is it like a troll where it's there's Doki Doki Panic 2 and we're all like, was there a first one?
Yeah.
I don't like these mass dudes at all. I'm getting out of this pipe.
Starting to get some requests of what to play next.
Yeah.
We're gonna play this for a couple more minutes here.
Yeah.
People want to see Super C.
Ooh, love that.
They want to see Bubble Bobble. Zelda 2, that game's great, but I don't know how far we can get.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm
Zelda
terrible
2
at Zelda 2.
The time that we have here, as you can see, we've got a timer on screen here, counting down to our official Nintendo Switch pre-show, which kicks off at 7:30 Pacific.
Yeah, so excited. Yeah, and then we're also doing a post show after the Switch event, which we think will last. Oh God!
Oh!
Death by bomb.
Self-immolation.
We're thinking the event's going to last an hour and a half. So just stick around. Immediately following it, we'll have the NVC team on hand to go over reactions, thoughts about price, date, all the games we see.
Yeah,
Jose's going to be calling in from New York.
Yeah, Jose.
Yeah, the reason he's not here is because he's at the actual event that's going on tomorrow.
Shot in the face! A bullet to the head. The princess.
You know what? I'm still going with my theory that she's a scary ghost girl. So I'm totally fine with this. Actually,
does look like she's from a horror manga.
She totally does.
Yeah. To lay out the whole schedule of events here, we're gonna play some classic Nintendo games for you for about 25 minutes. Then IGN's Nintendo Switch official pre-show begins.
Yeah.
That'll go for a half hour. The real Nintendo Switch reveal begins at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Pacific.
Price, date,
Yep.
launch lineup, all that.
All that good stuff. So that'll go for an hour to an hour and a half, and then immediately following that will be our post-show coverage.
Yeah, a full episode of NBC. Yeah.
Dig in,
Yeah.
pop some popcorn.
Yes.
Light your favorite scented candle and just yeah.
What are people doing during this?
I mean, hey, a lot of people like Nintendo, Marty.
It's late at night. Yeah. Who
People
am I to
love
judge?
Nintendo.
This isn't like a Microsoft E3 conference that starts at 9 in the morning. Like
Yeah.
you can get weird. This is late at night.
And I think in the UK it's 14 in the morning, I believe.
If I'm looking at my my actual clock, yeah. Yet we know, the event is being streamed from Japan, being held in Japan. It's going to be, I think, Japanese, English, either English subtitles, English dubbing. But yeah, I'm super stoked. So this is the last minute.
I
This is your
prefer
last,
watching all my anima with subtitles. I said anima. I don't know why. I don't know what anima is.
Well, it's not like an enema. It's like a Japanese enema.
Yeah. Hey, if you got to get an enema, get an anima.
Go to Japan.
Yay, anima.
All right, you forever ruined that show for everybody.
Well, okay. All right, we're gonna start taking suggestions of what to play here. There are 30 games available on the NES Classic. We'll play any of them for you here. We do have another suggestion for Zelda 2, but I think this is like an Apple situation where people don't know what they want until you have to tell them what they want. I don't think you really want us to play Zelda 2 right now.
All of a sudden we start playing, and I'm like, oh man.
But give us suggestions and then also give us like sort of any challenges.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm going to bounce you out here. We got a request. Jackie Zoo wants us to play Castlevania.
Castlevania, we're going. We're hopping in.
Castlevania. This is a great game. I love this game.
Incredible game.
Classic game. It's a little bit janky to control.
Yeah.
Even though this came out after Super Mario Brothers, they didn't learn that video game characters you're supposed to be able to control in the air when you jump. They didn't learn that. This game is terrible with its flicker.
Oh my god,
yeah. Terrible flicker.
Yeah, enemies and Simon Belmont himself disappearing.
Yeah, and enemies respawning as soon as they go off screen. But other than that, it's a great game.
I don't think I've ever beat this game without save scumming. I was able to beat
save scumming.
Yeah, where you sort of just like I ended up playing it on a ROM where you just hit save like every 10 steps and then just reload your save, which is currently how I'm playing Dishonored 2.
Interesting.
I'm not ashamed of that.
Yeah, no shame in the game.
Yeah.
Love this game. I love the whole vibe and the horror pixel art, and I love the music.
Oh, the music is it's a massacre. It's top 10 I think on the NES, which is also one of my favorite consoles for music in general. What do you think we're going to see in terms of one of my actual predictions? Less predictions and more of hopes for tonight is that they turn Virtual Console into a Netflix style subscription based thing. I would gladly pay $15-20 a month to be able to play whatever I want.
So not a game streaming, but
maybe streaming, but at least like, hey, as long as you're a subscriber, you can play the entire library of classic Nintendo games, and maybe have different tiers. Like if they announce GameCube backwards compatibility, it costs a little bit more to do that.
Or at least finally unveil an Xbox Live or PSN sort of system where you have a persistent profile.
I would love that. Yeah.
An achievement system.
Yeah.
And then maybe a PS Plus, like subscribers get access to a few classic NES games.
Yes, every month, and or everything's just a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, especially because this seems like from everything that we know about Switch, it kind of seems like it is finally delivering on the promise of the Wii U, which was you could play it on your TV or you could take it on the go. And with Wii U, is like, well, you can go to the bathroom. Maybe if your bathroom's close enough. If it isn't, it's really not going to work.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see a new Castlevania tonight?
I don't think we're going to see a new Castlevania tonight, Marty.
Let
me just let your expectations right there.
If it happens, though, it's really not going to happen.
If it happens, you called it.
Yeah, if it happens, I called it. If I make 20 awful predictions and one of them comes true, people think I'm genius.
If a new Castlevania is announced tonight, I will let you whip me. You heard it here, folks. I will let Marty whip me on camera.
GameScoop's gonna get so weird.
Yeah. Show that vampire bat.
Who's boss?
What the name Belmont means.
If I die, I'm gonna be very sad. I have faith. Get down here, you weird dude.
Let's see here. Does anybody have any Castlevania challenges for us?
Beat the bat.
Everyone just wants us to play these games.
They like it.
Okay. Well, someone gave us the code to Mr. Dream on Punch-Out, so we can try
that
next.
That's cruel.
We're going to try that next.
Oh, God.
See if we can get past this vampire bat here.
I have beat Mike Tyson before in that game. I was much younger, much better at games. I drank far less.
Yep, so yeah.
It's not going to go well.
I was right there with you. younger Damie beat Mike Tyson. I don't think current Damie could beat Mike Tyson. All right, we're gonna. But let's try this. Let's jump into find Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and I'll tell you the code here.
All right.
For Mr. Dream.
Just that P.
I'm sorry. Find Punch Out.
Yeah.
It's not Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Mike Tyson will probably not be featured on the Switch stream.
But again, if he is, I will let Mike Tyson punch me.
Man, you're really inviting just a lot of violence.
All right, so the password here's 007.
Okay, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Oh, nope.
Come on now. 007.
Wait, how do you?
Well, you have to press a button or something.
Oh yeah. That makes
37.
Oh no!
007 373.
3. I love that noise. 373.
Boop, boop, boop. 5963.
5, 9, 6. Why would they do this to me?
There you go. All right.
Why would you do that?
Marty is taking on Mr. Dream, the legendary Mr. Dream.
He's profile. I don't think that's.
Here's his profile.
Now I'm starting to think that it's not actually him.
He's from Dreamland.
Okay, yeah.
Where's that?
That makes sense. That's.
Dreamlandians are known as great boxers.
Oh, this is not going to go well.
You know, he looks just like Mike Tyson.
Have you ever seen?
All right, here we go. Oh, and he's down.
All right, what about if I can make it to 25 seconds?
What?
I feel like I would get impressed. Nope. All right, I'm down again. I got 17. I have 8 more seconds.
Marty is currently taking on Mr. Dream in Punch Out for your viewing pleasure.
Okay, I got to 24 seconds. I did not make it to 25, and that was a TKO.
Do you even know what you're doing? Like, do you even know how to beat Mike Tyson? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm gonna look up how to beat Mike Tyson.
This is not going to go well.
You got to keep.
Do you remember there was a day like 5 years ago that Destin put the game on in the morning and played the game for literally like 12 hours until he beat him?
I love this music. It makes me move.
What was the what was the rest of the password? Do you remember?
Oh, sorry, you need it again.
Yeah, 007.
Oh man, I've lost it. Where is that password again?
Tyson.
Here we go. Wow, I've lost our password.
Too
I
many
remember
people
it
have
was
suggestions.
5963 at the end. What were those middle? Here.
Boop, 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 boop.
Punch out. Okay, ready?
Yes.
007 373
373
5963.
5963.
It sucks there's no just continue button.
Yeah, right?
This is why people have this code memorized.
Yeah, because you have to enter it so many times.
Okay, how to beat Mike Tyson.
Do you really think this is going to help us?
Yeah. Okay. He's by far the toughest opponent in the game.
Agreed. He's 99-0, according to his
round one.
profile. Okay.
He's going to start out with a series of dynamite punches.
Yep.
He telegraphs them with a brief blue flash, followed immediately by a swift uppercut. He varies his timing. Okay. Don't dodge too soon.
Okay.
Did you see him?
I saw the flash. So
Okay.
I dodged his first punch last time. My goal is just 25 seconds. 25 seconds will be fine.
I think you're just supposed to survive until round 2.
Oh. 17 seconds. If I can make it another 8 seconds, I think that means I have to actually dodge something. No!
Oh, Marty. All right, we're going to try one more time. One more time. I'm just going to ask Twitter, how do we beat Mike Tyson
I feel like
Mr.
I feel like we legitimately just
Dream.
need to go back in time and let a younger, better at video games Marty do this. All right, 007.
You need to believe in yourself.
What would Mr. Dream say? What was it 393?
373
373.
5963.
5963.
Is that right?
Sounds
Is that
right.
right, everybody? All right, we're going to try this one more time, and then we'll go to another game.
All right, this is it. I'm going to make it 25 seconds. I believe in myself.
No one is telling us how to beat him. You're on your own, Marty.
Oh, no! All right, this is it. No, I got too early! I got too early! This is like playing that slap game. I don't like this.
Oh, don't do this. I don't know what this is.
Oh, the slap game. Let's get up!
All right.
Concentrating. I'm doing worse than the other times. I mean, at least I was at 18 seconds
No
the
one
second
is.
time I died.
Here we go. Here they come. Oh, okay.
I dodged.
Nobody knows how to beat it.
I lasted 24 seconds, 23 seconds,
People
and
have
22
suggested
seconds.
turning the system off, getting good, or dodging. So okay, what I take from that is nobody actually knows how to beat him. All right, so
I feel like dodging was a solid suggestion. I just wasn't doing it well.
Aiden Simmons says, "Ice climber, please." Coming right up, Aiden.
All right, Aiden.
One ice climb. Here we go. Oh wait, do 2 players.
Oh, nice.
Here we go.
Wait, select?
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
I'm gonna get that eggplant. The pterodactyl.
I don't like the pterodactyl,
stole our
man.
Eggplant. Here we
What
go.
a strange game. All right, you ready?
I think I've only played this game in NES
In
Remix.
NES, yes.
Cloud here.
Killed this man. Oh no.
We can't. So friendly fire is
There's
off.
no team kills. Still killing this man.
Oh, I missed that bird. Oh, I got the bird.
You killed him?
That was the first boss, I think.
That was the first boss on the first ledge.
Yeah.
God, I keep.
Get the snowman. Kill the snowman.
No, I'm trying to.
Oh man.
We gotta get up to the next level.
The bird.
Okay, perfect.
Hey.
No.
What?
What?
Did you just kill me?
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ah!
No.
Okay. Oh, oof.
Oh, no!
Man, jumping is really hard in this game. Okay, you got that guy. Oh, my game's over.
What?
Can I
How did
steal
I-
lives from you?
I would gladly give them.
Man, I'm not a very good ice climber.
Yeah, this was never one of my NES games. Like, I didn't own this growing up. Like, oh, this is weird. There's wind on this level. I'm gonna be honest. I think the birds are gonna end up winning this one. All right. All right. Bonus stage.
Mm.
Look at all the
If
eggplants.
this makes you feel better, multiple people are saying the NES Classic has too much lag to beat Mike Tyson.
Okay.
So go with that.
I'm gonna use that as my excuse.
Go with
totally. Yeah. I'm sure that'll hold up in court. Looking at the timer, we got about 13 minutes left.
Yeah.
Until
The official pre-show.
the official
begins.
pre-show.
This is just the goof around time. This is goof around town in here right now.
David makes a bunch of bets that involve him getting beat up by Mike Tyson.
Apparently, I'm a
Wait,
little bit more masochistic
Yeah.
than anybody knew.
What do I do up here? Where'd my hammer go?
Whoa!
What? No one gets a bonus.
No bonus.
Mountain 04.
Just stand there. All right. Well, that's probably enough ice climber
You know, so
for
that's
us
enough.
today. No,
that's
you're
a-
still going. Your game's
No,
not over.
this is enough ice climber for.
No,
for
you got to finish the game, Marty. You got to play at least one game.
I know. The Yeti killed me.
What game do you want us to play next,
Yes.
viewers? Any NES Classic game, you name it. And if you have a special challenge for us,
Yes.
we will put it to the test.
Don't have it
Ooh.
be anything with Mike Tyson.
Dr. Detritus wants us to play Dr. Mario.
Ooh,
Yes, we
I can
will.
get behind this. We can finally solve the age-old question of
Yeah.
who do you play as in Dr. Mario?
Yeah, viewers, consider this. Who do you play as in the video game Dr. Mario?
So everyone would assume, because it's called Dr. Mario, that you're titular hero Dr.
Yeah.
Mario. But
I don't think you do.
you can see Dr. Mario the entire
Exactly,
time.
and he's not doing anything.
He's
He
the-
throws
yes.
the pills
Yeah.
into the vial.
You don't control what
and
he
then
does.
you control the pills. So I think
Yeah.
you're like an assistant.
Yeah, you're Nurse Mario.
Yeah, he's like
Dr.
nurse,
Mario's nurse.
Blue pill.
Just like the big age-old question of who do you play in Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Mean Machine.
Yeah. A lot of people thought you played Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
Nope.
And its
Incorrect.
sequel, Dr. Robotnik's Nice Rice Device.
I like that.
Yeah. I think I stole that from someone.
Good goof.
Yeah.
You just jumped right through that hole.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Actually, you just.
That was bad.
I think you did that on purpose.
That was bad.
All right, we're gonna do
All right.
Dr. Mario. All right, take us
All
to Dr. Mario, Marty.
There we are.
Dr. Mario.
God, I haven't played this game in a long time either.
2 players.
2 players, we're doing it.
This is
Look at
head
him
to head.
tapping. He's just a
This-
bored-ass doctor.
This game has great music.
Yes. So none of this went well. All right, we're doing it. No. Okay.
Oh, I just royally screwed myself.
I know. So did I. Get over here. Get over here.
There we go. Okay. All right, I'm coming back for you.
You're feeling it?
Yep. Here we go.
All right.
Here we go.
No. Okay. No. I'm doing very bad actually.
I need to send some junk over to your side.
Yeah. No. Don't do that. Why would you do that? All right. Perfect. 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 Everything's falling. Everything's doing okay. Feel good about this.
Okay. Yeah, you sent some junk over my way.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
This is getting tense.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
Stage clear.
You did good.
Did I win?
Yeah, you win because you got all the little diseases.
Ah, okay. That's how we're playing.
Dude, I totally forgot
Yeah.
the actual core rules of this game. Oh, no. Oh, none of this is going well. All right. Nice. All right, there we go. This music's so good. This music's stupidly good. So good. All right. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
Bow, bow, bow. Bow,
Do you think we're going to see
bow,
more
bow,
Dr.
bow.
Mario tonight?
If there is, I will go to the doctor.
Okay, this was like the first positive one. I'm like, yeah, we should all have like pretty routine checkups.
Okay. All right.
I like it'd be a nice pairing if Castlevania and Dr. Mario were there.
What do you think
Because
about
after
this?
the whipping, oh, what is? You got 2 crowns?
I'm taking you to the
You
doctor.
got 2 crowns.
Bend over for the nurse, Marty.
Wait, is that who we're playing as? Is Dr. Mario a proctologist?
Does this just go on forever? How do you know?
No, you have 3
oh,
wins.
yeah, it's crown. You have to
yeah.
like best of 5.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right. I feel good. I feel much better about this one. Nope.
Feels good.
No, I'm feeling worse about this one. Immediately regret.
Okay.
No.
Give me red. Where's my red? You're not giving me any red.
Oh, got hella
Daddy.
pills. Right.
How do you feel about this?
No! All right.
Oh, doctor.
He's dead. Look at him. What is he? He's doing this weird thing with his hand. Doctor shouldn't do that.
He's part of Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah.
All right. Mario 3. Dan
All right.
Burnison wants us to play Mario 3. Can
All
you
right.
get the anchor on the first world of Mario 3?
Anchor.
Yeah. I'm not even sure exactly what he's referring to.
First world, like the first level?
About 8 minutes away from our official Nintendo Switch pre-show coverage begins.
Oh, I think he means the anchor, like to go to the. 'Cause isn't there something if you? It's how you get to the bonus levels. The ship bonus levels are you. You have to end on a certain score. Is that it? Am I making that up?
Man, I don't know.
Am I thinking
know
of?
it.
Yeah, I've played Mario 3 just to hell and back, and I can't remember.
Anchor. Ooh.
Boom.
Robert Rivas is unsure of your barrel hopping skills in Donkey Kong.
Wow. Rude. Gonna be honest, so am I. I was a Donkey Kong Country guy. Go down here. Look at that. I like that just in case you forgot you were playing the third Mario, all the coins spell out 3. It was very kind of them.
Which one is this?
Yeah.
All
All right. It looks like weird fingers in the background. I don't
right,
like
we
it.
have gotten
I don't like
multiple requests for 2-player Bubble Bobble.
Okay.
Let's do
I
that.
can do this. I'm going to be Bobble.
Bib and Bub.
Bib and Bub.
Let's make a journey to the Cave of Monsters.
I love that background, that little thing. All right, Taito.
One of the greatest 2-player cooperative games of all time.
I
Now it is
adore
the
this game.
beginning of a fantastic story.
They're so excited.
So true.
Suck it.
You really need that hold down and jump through the
Yes,
platform
yes,
below
yes.
you.
Oh, there we go.
Bum, bum, bum. This
Cave.
song will haunt your dreams.
Vitamin fruit.
Let me get this little book. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
I didn't get the book.
The book. No one got the book. I like. There's a 2 at the top and a 2 in each corner.
Yeah.
Like what a strange world.
I think 2 is a level.
Yeah.
The top is a level, and the bottom is how
Or
many
lives.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I bubble bobbed him.
You bubble bobbed him?
You've been bubble
A
bobbed.
triple bob. I want a new bubble bobble
Oh,
tonight
man,
as well.
He's the last
no.
one left, and he's angry.
He's so angry. What you
I'm
going
gonna
to
get you for what you did to my friends.
You killed my family.
Man, it's really hard to Get that guy.
Yeah, you're very floaty in
Here we
this
go.
game.
Here we go.
Boom. Crushed it. Oh, no.
Get that orange.
Oh, no. I went too... No. No! Perfect. Oh, bubble bobble. God, this is... Killing everything. Oh, no. I got bubbed. Fool bubbed me.
Marty, I'm the bub to your bob.
Oh. Wait, I think I'm almost dying. Now I'm going to eat grapes.
Ooh, we just got to get that E.
What is the E? Oh, yeah. I forgot about the E. This is a really weird cave. I'm going to be honest.
This is the only song in the game, isn't it?
I
and
believe
it goes on
so.
for like a million levels, and
yeah.
this is the only song.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh,
I got bub fever.
wait, who's left? Killed them all.
I don't think
I
anyone.
just gotta get this orange.
Yeah.
Whoa! I missed the orange. We left the orange behind.
Bubble Bobble is a
They say
fickle
the
mistress.
first rule of Bubble Bobble is leave no orange behind.
Yeah. Band of brothers. Band of bubbles. Oh no. It's got bub fever.
Don't hit me. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Crushing it. I feel good about this one.
T-minus 4 minutes.
Oh man.
Fitty
I'm
Pop
stoked.
says, thank you for playing Bubble Bobble.
Oh,
Fitty Pop, you
our
are so
pleasure.
welcome.
Our pleasure.
You don't have to ask us twice to
No.
play Bubble Bobble.
To get paid to play Bubble Bobble, I can do that.
Although we're after work hours, they're actually not getting paid.
Oh
right
no!
now.
I quit. Can I quit?
Then you definitely won't get paid.
So yeah, if you just tuned in, remember that timer in the bottom corner means that our NVC pre-show starring Brian Altano, Per Schneider, Sam Claiborne, and Alana Pierce is about to start in 3 minutes.
Oh, man!
It's going to go on for half an
I
hour.
thought that was you. You
And
lost
then
your lives?
I'm dead, dude. I bubbed.
Oh, man.
And then at 8 o'clock Pacific, the official Nintendo Switch reveal stream.
All right, maybe
Including
take us
price.
out on Double Dragon
Boom.
2, I think is the one in
Is
here,
here,
right?
yeah.
Take us
The
out.
Revenge.
Brett Tromberg wants us to play Double Dragon, so 2
is
is what
it.
we got for you.
This is it.
Brett, I hope you know Double Dragon 4 is coming out this month.
Yeah.
And it looks
right?
just
Yeah,
like this
I'm
game.
stoked. I'm stoked.
2-player play A. I think A just means we can't hurt each other.
Okay.
Don't put it on practice.
I don't know why
Warner's
I was-
fine. You can do 19XX. Violence ruled the streets of New York City after the nuclear war.
No.
I want to see it as like a grindhouse.
Yeah,
joke.
right.
I mean, do they show you what happens to in
Oh,
the
look at that
arcade
dude.
version? They just like they gun down your girlfriend.
Oh no.
The Double Dragons swore to avenge her death.
Okay, that sounds
Let's go, Double Dragons. Okay.
good. Wait, which girlfriend? Was it my character's
Well,
or yours?
if you
or was
remember the end of
Oh yeah, the
Double Dragon
canonical
1,
ending.
yeah, you end up fighting each other
Yeah.
over the girl. So
Yeah.
I don't whichever one
Yeah.
in your game, it's her girlfriend now. Bum, 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 bum. Man, all these games have great music.
Yes, seriously.
They just don't make them like this
Yeah.
anymore, Marty.
I hope Double Dragon 4 has this music.
Bam.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
I like how it's post-apocalyptic, but like city seems fine. I don't know. Doesn't seem that bad.
Man, yeah. The controls are different. It's whichever way you're facing, the controls change.
Yeah.
You punch forward and kick back.
Yeah, you punch forward, you kick back, you need to hit both of them to do a jump.
Mohawk ladies.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're Mohawk ladies.
Oh, there's a lot of these actions are sort of like a little bit sexual. Not sure what we're doing there.
Oh, I know what we're doing.
Well, just sort of upset. He's like, well, my girlfriend's dead, so might as well. Oh no, I getting kicked by this David
Throwing
Bowie.
you.
There you go.
He's cartwheeling into my heart.
Uh,
I can't read that up there.
yeah,
Go
I
up.
don't
What
know. For, what's it
Go
say?
up.
Froze?
do you mean go up? What does that even mean?
We climb on this? Oh no, ladder.
Why would he even let us
What
walk
is
back
that?
there?
I
There's nothing
know.
back there.
That was really pointless. Old B11. What weird dudes are up here? Oh, more ladders? All right,
Some empty
just a-
rooftops.
wait. What?
Okay. Are we not supposed to go up there?
Oh, the Dark Souls of NES games.
Hello?
Are we doing a left
Any
now?
bad...
Oh,
Oh,
no.
here you are. Here you are.
Oh, they got chains?
That's not even fair.
Right?
But now we can take their chance. Oh,
Oh, no.
yeah. Yep. I got you.
We're just beating up a bunch of women? This is weird. Now can we go up that ladder?
They're evil women.
Okay, that's good. Okay. And then Evil Women and David Bowie.
How much? Our timer's down, Alex.
No.
I don't know how much time we have.
38
seconds. My friends, I've had so much fun playing
Yes.
NES Classic games with you and Marty here. Thank you for tuning in for our Nintendo Switch pre-show tonight. We're just about to hand you over to our Nintendo Voice Chat crew to kick off our real pre-show. We hope everybody sticks around through the Nintendo reveal conference tonight and sticks around for our post-show coverage after that.
I'm just going to keep beating up David Bowie.
We're just going to keep playing.
Yeah. I'm not even going to watch. I'm probably not going to watch. I'm just going to keep playing this.
Hurricane kick. 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the show, everyone.
Did you know it's actually pronounced Minda?
It's not. Get out, Sam.
Welcome to Nintendo Voice Chat Live. This is the night. I'm Brian Altano. With me is Sam Claiborne, Per Schneider, and Alana Pierce. Thank you guys so much for joining me at this weird hour. It's nighttime here in San Francisco. We are waiting for the unveiling, the debut, all the information for the Nintendo Switch, officially from Nintendo 30 minutes from now.
It better be all the information.
I hope so. We'll see. Before that, we're going to recap all the cool stuff that we've learned so far and talk about our predictions, excitement, hype. Stick with us throughout all of this because we will be talking about things before. We'll be watching the entire celebration together.
And you can watch it right here, too.
Yes, right here. And then we're doing the post show right afterwards. So you don't have to move. You just stay still. You can watch this on YouTube. You can watch this on Twitch or on IGN.com. I think that's all that's all the details. That's everything we know so far. Everything else from here on out is a giant question mark. So how are you guys feeling?
Speculation.
I can't believe it's the day.
I'm excited.
I can't believe it.
This is crazy. Like you only get this a couple of times. Like I mean, I've been following
And this
Nintendo
is
since I
the
was a
sooner
kid.
than ever, right?
Yeah.
Because the Wii U had such a short life.
Yep. It was very quick. We got a Nintendo console unveiling just a few years ago with the Wii U. Before that, the Wii, obviously, and going back to the GameCube, the N64, the Super Nintendo, and the NES. So this is only something that's happened a few times in human history.
So that means that the Nintendo or the Wii U was not the Dreamcast of the Nintendo.
No.
Of Nintendo.
That's a very good point.
That's a good point.
Uh-huh.
That's a good
Because
point.
the Dreamcast was the last system
Yep.
Sega made. Now
Yep.
it was, unpopular with really good games.
Yeah.
Which is Dreamcast like.
Sure. And I think people have been predicting the demise and the death of Nintendo forever, which I think is foolish. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep making things. But more specifically, tonight they are making the Nintendo Switch, or at least giving us all the information that we can possibly expect from it. And this is the first time someone's really made a kind of commercial first third-party machine that plays handheld games, console games, everything sort of hybrid. And we've been theorizing for something like this for a while because I think for the longest time, Nintendo fans have wanted both of these universes to come together. If you've been a Nintendo fan since, I don't know, the Game Boy era or even Game & Watch, you've probably had a console and you've had a handheld and you've wondered why they don't directly communicate with each other. And I think now we're going to finally see that come together.
Well, the issue in the past has always been that there's been a, you get a device that does one thing well, and then they try to shoehorn the other function in, right? Like they try to shrink an older console to be a handheld, or
Absolutely.
they try to connect a handheld device to a TV screen, and then it's not going to look that good, right? And so for the first time, really, what we're getting here is a device designed for the living room. It's not just a portable PC. Obviously, we've seen kind of like tablet-style controllers from like Razer, even, right? Like powerful machinery. But this is like there is a stand in your living room that whenever you want to play on your TV, you just kind of nonchalantly drop this handheld in. Don't actually drop it. Don't do that. But like you slide it in, and then the picture instantly appears on the screen. There's no like complicated hooking up or
Yep.
plugging things in. It's just very turnkey, and that's really exciting. I think.
I have a feeling it makes just the most satisfying clicking noise.
Oh, I
Just
hope
like a-
so. Yeah. But on that note, I don't. People have been discussing this kind of all day today, whether it's going to replace the 3DS, and I don't really think that it is. I don't think that we should be looking at it as something that is intended to compete with either the home consoles or the 3DS. 3DS is obviously one of the most successful consoles ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sold incredibly well, and I still think people are going to use that for exactly what it's for. I mean, battery life of up to 6 hours is hugely valuable. We don't know what battery life the Switch is going to have yet, so I feel like this is going to be a partner to 3DS rather than a replacement.
And I think it will usher in obviously a 3DS redesign or a new device for that's smaller,
Yeah.
right? Because the Switch, you're not going to take it and put it in your jacket pocket,
Totally.
right? And thus it's not really positioned like a phone replacement either, like a device that you always have on you. You are planning to take this device with you, whereas like you could imagine them taking the 3DS concept and doing like the Game Boy Micro approach or something,
Sure.
like
Yeah.
giving you an even smaller device for on the go.
Now, I wanted to go back real quick and just sort of recap the timeline that got us where we are. Obviously, decades of Nintendo consoles, but 795 days ago today.
But who's counting?
Here's pounding. We first heard about the codename NX, which was March 17, 2015. And they kind of used that sort of as a Trojan horse to talk about the DNA situation with making mobile games.
Yeah.
And they made this kind of announcement that we were getting stuff like, well, I don't think they said Miitomo, right? And then some other stuff down the line. We ended up getting Super Mario Run. We're getting Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing later on. But that was the first time we ever knew what that was. And they said, we are making a new thing. It's called the Nintendo NX. Please be patient.
It was basically to say, we understand, the pressure from the shareholders. Everybody wants us to step into the mobile market. And obviously, Super Mario Run did pretty damn well, right? But at the same time, wanted to let everybody know we're not getting out of the hardware business, right?
Yeah.
And so it's almost like they had to do both at the same time. Maybe they weren't quite ready to announce the Switch at the time,
So, I just want
small
to sort of
trickle.
check the temperature here. What were your immediate reactions when you first heard about this thing, the Nintendo NX?
Well, I was hoping the name wouldn't be terrible in the end, and I like the Switch.
I like the
That was my
the name
first thing. I was like, oh, NX is a code name, but what is this thing going to be called?
Right.
I thought it would be. When I heard the NX, I instantly jumped to the conclusion of like the connecting two different play styles or
Yeah.
connecting multiple things, and then thought about the X being a cross and it being a crossover device, and we started kind of just talking about what if they could pull off a handheld that's also a console, and then we kind of retreated from it, saying like, well, you can't really make it too powerful, then, right? Like, will they be able to pull it off? And we'll see, right?
We will see. So after that, April 27th, we found out the NX would not be at E3. So that's when Nintendo started their thing of sort of being like, we're not going to show you a thing, which I think for Nintendo fans is important to know, because when we hear that there might be a chance, we're like, it's definitely happening.
Yeah.
They'll have Mother 3, Zelda, Mario, Animal Crossing, Pikmin, Star Fox, F-Zero. Everything is going to be there the first day. Reggie's going to come out holding a sword, all this other stuff. So hearing that something wasn't going to happen was pretty nice. So instead, we found out that Zelda was kind of taking over E3. Zelda won E3 here for IGN. It was our game of the show.
Yeah.
That's obviously not something they can do this year, because we're going to find out more about Zelda tonight. Hopefully, a release date, price, and everything like that. So, what was your feelings then? Just kind of knowing like we have to wait even longer.
I mean, it's hard to wait, but one of the things that I really love about Nintendo is that as of late, the stuff that they show at E3 is stuff that's playable at E3.
Yeah.
And I think that's really smart, because we never, except for Zelda kind of initially, we never get caught in the loop of waiting for something to come out for a really long time. It seems like they wait and make sure it's polished and then release it. And I'm assuming the same thing of the Switch. They've done a bunch of research into the rumors, and we know kind of the idea of what kind of hardware they'll have. And they're using NVIDIA's latest generation, but it's going to use Maxwell instead of Pascal, which is their newer software. So I kind of feel like they're using Maxwell because they were really rushing to get it out, because they didn't want anyone else to steal their idea. So it's like they're using really impressive hardware with a slightly older processing architecture, effectively.
And like to this day, we really haven't seen this thing running a ton of games in any capacity that we can actually judge the power of it. We've seen it running Zelda, right?
yeah.
Which is a Wii U game that's becoming hopefully enhanced for the Switch.
And it looked pretty good on
It
Wii
looked
U
really
already.
good. Yeah, we saw Skyrim. We saw some Splatoon type thing,
Yep.
and we saw some Mario Kart type thing, and then
NBA
a brand
2K.
new and NBA 2K, and a brand new 3D Mario game.
Yep. Yep.
So we don't really know the details about that. Hopefully, again tonight. Now, October 20th, that's what I'm talking about. We found out exactly what the Nintendo Switch would look like. We found out the name. We found out the form factor. We found out that Karen likes to bring it to parties.
No one is going to do that.
No one's gonna do
the
that.
rooftop thing in that trailer, that's not going to happen.
I know. But the one thing to note about this trailer, if you watch it right now, there are only adults in this trailer. There are no children here, which is very interesting to say. That does that mean that Nintendo's focus tonight will be more on adult gamers? Will kids get their time to play Nintendo games? Because obviously Nintendo has always made games for all ages, and I appreciate them and respect them for that, because it's the kind of games that you can pretty much, you don't have to hide from people. You can show off to anyone, but or play on a plane without looking like a brutal psycho. But it's really showcased that you can take this thing anywhere. Park bench, plane, Karen's friend's party, much to their chagrin. There's a whole lot of opportunity here, and then focusing on the logo, focusing on the interactivity, focusing on the multiplayer aspects of the Joy-Con left and right switching off and people playing together. So I think one of the great things about this trailer is there was immediate positivity about this. Nintendo immediately grabbed the attention of the internet. This video did millions of views.
Isn't that crazy? It was so much more widely received positively of reveal as Wii U.
Yeah.
Because that Wii U reveal was on stage. It was really confusing that there was a little box and another screen, and people just didn't get it. And this whole reveal was about showing people exactly what this is. Even though it's new and it's different, you can a kid can explain to his or her parents, "Hey, this is like it's like a portable phone that I can play my games on at home too."
That's such a good
That's
point.
a big pitch.
It's such a good point because you're
Even though
kind of
there's no kids
telling
in the trailer.
you're telling your parents you don't have to buy me two things. You can buy me one. Pear, you're a father.
Yeah, I am a
Congrats.
father. I'm very happy. I mean, we do have 5 Xbox Ones in the house and 4 PS4s and 2 Wii U's. No, but that's what happens, right? If you want a full screen and you want to play versus games with your 3 kids, maybe that doesn't always happen. Anyway, it happens here. And with the Switch, I'm actually really excited. I hope they release the docks separately and make them easy to find, because I'll buy two additional docks, put one in my daughter's room, one upstairs or something, like just to have that portability and make it easy to hook up to the television screen.
If I'm remembering correctly, there was one guy in this trailer who looked like he did just that in his 2 palatial, wonderful, comfy apartments or homes that he owns. Because I know many of you watching, you're always like, I have 2 homes that are perfect and I fly between them frequently. What do I do with my Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
So hopefully, if you can buy a dock and it's cheap, and you can just put one in different places around your giant homes, your mansions, all of us have these problems. Then that'll be a great way to sort of solve for something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. The other notable thing about the trailer, you said there are no kids in the trailer. They obviously show some new things like esports players, right?
Yeah.
Like whether Splatoon can ever be an esports game is up for debate, but like just kind of showing all the different use cases. I still don't think it means Nintendo is going to abandon the family market. I think that's their strength, right? Like even if you look at franchises like Pokemon, Mario, all those games and Splatoon really cater to a wide age group, and I think that's what we will still see tonight. I think we will see games that you're not going to see like blood and guts fighting games or anything, right? You will see the kind of classic Nintendo franchises and titles from partners that cater to a broader audience.
It's the strength, right? That's one of the things that makes me always excited about a new Nintendo console, is that there's going to be things on there that I can show to the people in my life who aren't gamers. My mom has a Wii U and a Wii. My aunt, they don't play any games. They have 3DSs, they have Wiis, and I love that I can share Nintendo properties with them through that.
It's really cool. I think that Nintendo fans who grew up with Nintendo are getting older, obviously. All of us are. And a lot of them have kids of their own, and they can pass something like that on. And maybe they can't play a game like GTA in front of their kids. But I think that like what Nintendo does really well, as I alluded to earlier, is they make games that people of all ages can play. I think Super Mario Run's a great example of that. It's a very simple game to sort of complete from start to finish. But if you want to go in and get all the black coins and stuff like that, it's much, much harder. So I think their products scale well to sort of your technical skill and ability as a gamer. Now, we talked a lot about what we want to see tonight, and I think the most important things that we want to cover on, obviously that have to be named, are the launch date, the system's price, and look at all the games currently in development.
Yeah.
So let's just get all the dreams out of the way right now.
Check this out. For 798 days, Nintendo's basically not put out a giant, awesome game for Wii U. Zelda's still not out. E3 was just about that one game. We don't know what else they have. They've been working on games. How exciting is that? They haven't been putting out stuff. They've been working.
I think
on
that's a
games.
really good point to
They've
mention.
had that much development time to like make hopefully a really good launch, or at least a launch and then a year that has releases.
2016 was a pretty quiet year on the first party front for Nintendo fans. And I mean, we got a few things here and there on 3DS and a few things here and there on Wii U. We got stuff like Paper Mario Color Splash and Pokemon, obviously, which was one of the best selling games ever. Kirby, Robo Bobobot. But we were kind of left wondering what's next. And I think we all sort of knew these guys are working. They're in the trenches right now making games. So let's talk about the price. Yeah. What's the sweet spot for this thing?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you can get it to market at $199, you are in handheld game territory, right? Like, I think that is I don't think they'll be able to deliver that price point. I think the machine is more complex than that, and Nintendo doesn't want to play the old razor blade model where they give away the console at a loss in order to make money on the games. They want to make a profit on it.
Maybe they'll make money on the docking stations.
Yeah.
But $200 would be the sweet spot, and that would tell the story. Hey, this is a handheld, and guess what? You get this other stuff on top of it.
Right.
I think many of us think $249 is the realistic price point, up to $299.
It was also originally based on a leak on Toys R Us Canada that had it listed for 330 Canadian dollars, which translates to about $250 US. But I also think that that's fair. As long as it's cheaper than PS4 and Xbox One, they'll have a pretty easy time with marketing. I think that's very important.
I think that's a really important thing to mention too, because now we're going to see the price tonight, hopefully, ideally, perfectly in a perfect world. But then this thing has to live all the way through when it launches in March. It's got to live through E3, where I imagine we'll see price drops for some of its major competitors. And then this fall, where it's going, head to head with stuff like Scorpio, the PS4 Pro. All of these things are going to be in a very competitive space. And I know a lot of people say that Nintendo doesn't directly compete with these things, but at the end of the day, these are video game consoles in the video game section of a store, and it kind of does. So I think $249.99 is pretty much the perfect sweet spot. If they can get it lower than that, that'd be amazing. But you're dealing with a company that also launched a 3DS back in the day, higher than that, and then had to do that sort of apology program to Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that the GameCube and the Nintendo 64 both launched at $199. We have an article on IGN, which we have up today, which you can check out the comparisons of all the console launches, and they're adjusted for today's dollars. And GameCube wasn't that long ago, so that's not too much more expensive. But that was just a big, powerful home console. It was as powerful as its competitors. And that was $199, and I think it didn't help it, but it got me to buy it.
Yeah.
Now, do we think there's going to be multiple SKUs for this thing? Like I alluded earlier to the way Nintendo games sort of scale for children and hardcore gamers who are older. Do you think we're going to see something like a $199 bundle that's kind of bare bones, $250, $300, $350 with games, extra
I love
accessories?
game pack-ins. It'd be so sad
too.
if they didn't come with a Mario or a Zelda.
I think, for Nintendo hasn't had a good history of delivering lots of product to stores. I think they would want to avoid having multiple SKUs when they're really trying to fill pre-orders and deliver enough product.
Oh, interesting.
But the stores are going to make bundles, right? Like stores who only get 40 units or something are going to want to make sure that you buy lots of stuff. So they'll bundle it with 2 games, and you'll probably see some of that stuff happening.
That is the kind of tragic elephant in the room here, is that I want to get incredibly excited for this. I want to rush out and pre-order, or possibly even on our post-show.
Are pre-orders up?
Are they up yet? But I don't know if I'll be able to do that, because if you look at stuff like the classic Nintendo, which just launched, and 200,000 units were sold in America or shipped, very, very low, impossible to get. People are still fighting for them. There are people at IGN that can't find them, refreshing the same page over and over. Amiibo, which was another sort of debacle in terms of shipping things and getting things out into stores. Is this going to be a massive problem for us? Or for everyone?
I think it will. I do think that this device has the makings of a kind of a hit for Nintendo, right? Like with Wii U, I think we saw pretty early on when you looked at the device, you said, okay, how is it different from the other 2 machines, and how will it compete with them? With Wii, it was very clear. Like there was no device like it on the market, and then it came out at a competitive price. And I think this one may have that same advantage. We'll see what the price is, but there is no device like this, right? It feels very different from the Xbox. It's gonna have Zelda, right? Like right there at launch or in the launch year, which is big. Maybe it'll have Mario at launch and in the launch year, right? We'll see. So I do think it's gonna be in short supply. I think it's gonna be a nightmare. Like, I don't want to be the doomsday guy, but I've got my laptop behind this desk, and the moment somebody here says pre-orders are up, I'm saying screw you guys, and I'm gonna pre-order because I want one.
And the thing is, if this acts as a portal to the last 20 years of Nintendo, I'm sold. If I can play, especially as we were talking about before the show, if I can play games that I already own digitally on it, I don't know if that'll happen, but 100% sold. I can use this anywhere as a portal to literally all of my nostalgia, which was mostly on the 64 and the NES. Like,
absolutely,
that's so priceless to me and so exciting.
And that was a huge sort of beacon of optimism for people who wanted the Nintendo Wii, which I think hit that perfect sweet spot between, like, it's impossible to get but just obtainable enough that it became this huge fervor. It took over that holiday season. Millions and millions are sold. It's one of the best-selling consoles ever made, and people were able to download Mario Brothers and Zelda, other classic games on it and play them. But now I've purchased those games a couple of times. So I'm
Yeah.
with you, Alana. I want some sort of system that says, all right, you've bought Mario 10 times, you bought Zelda 10 times. You can get them for free if you have them already. We've seen sort of like the tricklings of an account system through stuff like Club Nintendo, then My Nintendo.
And they said they would rework their account system,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
there have been a lot of promises about a unified system like
Sure.
that. Yeah. And by the way, on the pre-order situation, we have heard from some of our friends out there who work at GameStops who've seen the pre-order, the store allocations. We have quoted numbers from the 20s to the 40s, and some bigger stores may have over 100 units. That's not a ton. If you think about it, right? Like if your local
That's for
GameStop
launch,
has,
you're saying.
has
Yeah.
40,
Hopefully not
yeah,
for the
launch
year.
allocation. But it's
Oh,
also,
no.
but it's pre-order allocation, and like they may be coming more in as we get closer, right? Like I think Nintendo is going to play it down to the wire again.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's think good thoughts. Let's hope that there are
Yeah.
plenty in store, but also not so many that we have a Wii U situation where it's pretty apparent that it's not a hit.
Right. I want to stay optimistic about this because otherwise, like, I get beaten down by the idea that I won't ever get one, and that just makes me sad. So
You will.
I will. And I think that they're going to do a good job of sort of like updating shipments and making sure there's a steady flow into stores. And that's what they did with the Nintendo Wii. It was hard to get for a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks, and then there was a bombardment of them, and then it went quiet again. So
And that was holiday season,
Yeah.
right? And so
Yeah.
there's a big difference too when people are trying to get devices for the holiday shopping season. That's when your eBay prices spike and people go nuts because they want that latest thing for their kid or their friend, and that's not happening in March.
And
right?
that's the really interesting thing about launching a console in March is that we're not sort of really used to that. Like gamers aren't really conditioned to buying a
Handhelds.
console in launch. Yeah, handhelds for sure. So I think that's where this
I
is
believe
cool.
the Sega Saturn launched in March.
How did that do?
Actually,
Actually,
well, that was a surprise to everybody, including the
Yeah.
stores.
How'd that work
They
out?
announced
Yeah.
it, and then it was in stores.
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's
They
never
pulled
do
an
that
Apple.
again.
I think that works for Apple, which was obviously awesome to see Shigeru Miyamoto partnering with Apple for Mario Run. So I want to see sort of more stuff like that. Do you guys think that mobile games can come to this thing?
I don't think so. I think they will draw a clear line in the sand that the experiences on the platforms are different because, that's the biggest risk for Nintendo is that people will say, oh yeah, I love Mario and Zelda. I'll just wait till it's on my iPad or my iPhone or my Android device. And
Yeah.
like they don't want that to happen. They want you to go, I get it. This is for that. I get the Animal Crossing shop thing or a home decoration game, but full Animal Crossing is on this device. I think they'll make that very clear.
At the same time, I think one of the things that hurt the Wii U, outside of a lot of people not being clear that it wasn't just a gamepad accessory and was a new console, was there were so many people who were waiting for Zelda.
Yeah.
And it never came. I saw so many people saying, I'm waiting to buy one until we get
Yeah.
Zelda on Wii U, and it just never happened. They need to have that stuff.
Twilight Princess.
It's
It
yeah,
was
Wind Waker
and
was
Wind
a-
Waker.
Wind Waker.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, it never came.
yeah. So
But
the
it
Wii
will.
U,
They still said, by the way, that it will come to Wii U.
I'm so happy
it will.
about that.
It will.
Yeah.
The Wii U was the only Nintendo console to not get an original Zelda until eventually Breath of the Wild. So that's a good transition. I wanted to talk about the games. Obviously, the most important thing you're going to be doing with your Nintendo Switch is playing games on it, at home or on the go, wherever you are. Now, we do know about some so far. We talked about Breath of the Wild. We talked about that weird Super Mario 3D game that we don't have a name for yet.
it's an odd game, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about that real quick because we all obviously grew up with Mario. We love Mario. I loved 3D World and I loved 3D Land. I think I want something a little bigger.
You want the butt cam.
The butt cam.
You want the butt cam, like you saw in the trailer. I mean, in the Switch
butt cam.
trailer, the camera was behind Mario's butt. It wasn't the kind of isometric, kind of zoomed out view. That's what I want too.
Yeah.
I want butt cam.
Now, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, obviously some of the best Mario games ever made. 3D
Yes.
World, fantastic. You got a cat suit, which is adorable.
Very cute.
But the idea of having a game that has a hub world that sort of connects it, Mario 64 style,
Yeah.
is something we haven't seen in a very long time. And I'd
Yeah.
love to see that
Mario
come
64
back.
and Mario Sunshine both had a big, not really an overworld, but a hub world, which means there was all these secrets to discover and things to open up and manipulate and just play with outside of the kind of levels where you platform through them.
Right.
So that's what I've always liked about Mario is that there's exploration and wonder and discovery in addition to like acrobatics and platforming. That's the melding that I want. I don't even think Mario Galaxy really had that. I love those games, but it had the gameplay side of it, not the exploration.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Nintendo is not that predictable. Sure, you'll get a new Super Mario Brothers and then a new Super Mario Brothers on the other platform, but like you can't ever really predict which direction Mario is going to go in, right? Like they haven't really repeated themselves like in a straight line. Like suddenly you go 2D with 4 players, and then you go to this weird kind of 4-player zoomed out view. Then you had one in space with, where you leap from planet to planet. Like they don't repeat themselves that often. So I'm thinking there's definitely something very unique about this game that we couldn't glean from the trailer, and we'll be surprised at the setup or the game mechanics of this one.
Yeah, how could it play
It's a
up the
survival
hardware?
horror.
Oh, wow.
It will not be survival.
Mario survival horror.
I'm totally into that. Now, obviously, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. If you're not sold on this game yet, I don't know if tonight's going to tip you over. We've seen this game a few seconds or a few minutes or a few screens every couple of months for the last few years now, and I don't think anyone's going like, I'm not sold. Show me a little bit more. So, how much of tonight's presentation do you think is going to focus on this game?
Well, it has to be new areas, right?
It does, yeah.
We've been seeing it's called the something plain or the something plateau. The entire E3 demos took place there, and even since then, we've mainly seen that. There's only been trailers with little itty bits,
Glimpses
of the mountain area and a snowy area and stuff like that.
Definitely becomes a problem
Villages.
when you market a game for several years and we all feel like we're seeing the same thing over and over again. We get kind of tired. We haven't seen much of boss fights. We haven't seen villages or towns. I really want to see like really developed NPCs. I want to
Yeah.
see other cool side
Yeah,
characters.
me too.
There were only little glimpses like of kind of a scorched area of towns and stuff, little animals running around. So I would love it if they gave us a glimpse at a temple like a dungeon, right?
Totally.
Where you talked about who's still holding out for this game. Like there may be some Zelda purists who just love that puzzle style setup where you go and you see a hookshot target and you kind of like you dream of all the things you'll be able to do once you get that
Yeah.
device.
Totally.
And like that's something we have not seen in this game. This game has very much been a playground. Like you just kind of randomly find something or find an enemy and you play around and figure out how to beat them. But we haven't seen that kind of classic Zelda puzzle style
Like-
yet. A little bit in the, like with a magnet, like those things we have, but not like
Yeah.
a true temple.
Speaking of puzzling, there is a DJ playing Nintendo Stream right now, and he's not actually debuting any new information. He's just playing some songs. So we're going to talk
Okay.
over it and do our thing over here.
All right.
Yep.
We'll try to pop that picture-in-picture so you can see what that looks like and not hear it. How much does Zelda need to be a launch game?
Well, it depends on what the other launch game is, right? If Nintendo comes out today and says Mario is your launch game, I think they'll be fine pushing Zelda back.
But one of the two.
But one
has
of the
to
two has to be there. We've heard from many folks at Nintendo that the Switch will have an unprecedented launch year when it comes to Nintendo first-party software. And like
So
to
exciting.
me, unprecedented says you'll have Mario, you'll have Zelda, and you'll have a Mario Kart or
Yeah.
Splatoon, like Smash Brothers, the stuff that we saw in the trailer. That'd be
thing
a
that
lot of stuff.
we could see tonight, and something that would make a big difference at launch is if this Zelda on Switch looked remarkably good
Yes.
or different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they showed tonight an area that's just notably more beautiful, draw distance is really good, or just something just looks special about it, that would really help tonight, and then also make people want to play this on Switch instead of maybe their Wii U's. Like,
Sure.
there's a lot of people that have Wii U's still that could upgrade, and they want to sell to those people.
Now, games like Zelda and Mario and Splatoon and Mario Kart are all awesome, but as we've seen in the past, Nintendo can't carry a console on their own. They need some help from their friends. And we actually have some third-party games that are already confirmed for this thing. We've got Project Sonic 2017, Lego City Undercover, which was
Great
a
game.
Wii U game.
Good game.
Great
It's a
game.
good
Which we got a press release on today. They're adding co-op to, which is super cool to me. It's probably my favorite Grand Theft Auto game.
It was one of the few Lego games that didn't have two-player, right? And
Yeah.
like two-player in those games is so much fun.
Yep. We've got Rhyme, which is sort of a Zelda-style game with a giant Last Guardian-style animal in it.
Yeah, you can watch like 20 minutes of that on IGN
Yeah.
right now. It's our IGN Versus month.
That's
It's
correct.
Really pretty.
We've got Dragon Quest XI, which is a new sequel for PS4 and 3DS. Dragon Quest X, which is an online MMO. Stardew Valley, which I just downloaded last night on PS4. I wish I had read this.
It's a
because I would've
hit
played it.
in
I mean,
this
that's
office.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's great on the go. I mean, it was one of our favorite games this year
Yep.
to come out. Like, it looks like a simple 16-bit game, but when you play it, it's this perfect marriage between like a Harvest Moon and an RPG. And I think
Such a handheld game.
that on a handheld
Yeah,
is just killer.
100%.
I think people
exciting.
are really gonna dig this. Nintendo fans are gonna love this.
We've also got Shovel Knight, which
Also.
is basically segmented into 4 different campaigns now, which you will be able to purchase individually or I believe all at once on the Nintendo Switch. The original Shovel Knight is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
It leans heavily into very sort of awesome old school Nintendo references, stuff like
Yep.
DuckTales, Super Mario 3, Mega Man, and Super Mario Brothers. So it's really cool to see that. Then we've got Just Dance from Ubisoft. I'm not particularly interested in something like that, but obviously those games sell a ton, so it's good to have that.
I don't know how
there.
that would work on Switch.
Do you hold it and just dance?
Maybe
Well,
the Joy-Con controllers by themselves.
Yeah.
That
We don't know.
That first of all, the Joy-Cons will probably have tilt
Motion,
vision, right? And so that works. But all of the Just Dance releases for consoles, you were able to sync with your phone, so you can
Right.
keep your phone in your pocket, and that
that
will
tracks it?
register movement.
Right,
So
right.
you can
Yeah.
do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And it's not complex movement for Just Dance.
Yeah.
But
It's not like Dance Central.
But this was such a big hit on the original Wii, and I know Ubisoft's
Absolutely.
talked with Nintendo a lot about making sure that the next console after Wii U supports Just Dance in a smart way, and I think we'll see that today.
That's right. We also have Seasons of Heaven, which is a cool little indie game from a small developer. I don't know a
Yeah.
ton about it, but I'm interested in
I
it.
also want to mention it's supposed to be very easy for anything running on Unity or Unreal to be ported, and this is the first Nintendo console that Epic Games have ever openly supported, and they're the makers
Right.
of Unreal. So that's a huge amount of games that we have access
We
to there.
have a
in the
countdown
countdown.
here.
Ooh.
We are about a minute away, 50 seconds
Exciting.
away. Real quick, I'm going to run through some of the third-party developers working on this thing. EA, Ubisoft, Bethesda, Activision, From Software, Capcom, Atlas, Sega, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, Square Enix, Platinum, and dozens more, as we saw back in October. I hope we get a little something from all of them tonight. 30 seconds away.
And we're streaming this right here.
Yeah. You don't have to
You're
move.
not
Wherever
going
you're
anywhere.
watching right now.
And
this
be
is the
sure
stream.
to tune in right afterwards. Don't move and catch the post show with all of us right here. We're doing NVC Live, YouTube, IGN, Twitch, Facebook, everything else you can catch us on. We are doing this. 20 seconds, 19. I'm not even going to do the countdown. You're watching.
No, you should just
Is it weird
switch
that
the
I'm nervous?
countdown.
How do you guys feel right now?
This is
I
it.
am very excited.
I have like
I'm so
butterflies in my
excited.
stomach.
All right, we're getting out of here.
Oh,
10
man.
seconds.
All
Thank
right.
you
Bye,
so
guys.
much.
Enjoy.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned till after the show. Goodbye.
Hello to everyone. I'm Tatsumi Kimishima from Nintendo. Thank you very much to all of you who have joined us here today. And thank you to everyone viewing the presentation live online. Many people around the world watched the Nintendo Switch video we released in October of last year and reacted quite positively to it. This video introduced the Nintendo Switch console, Nintendo Switch dock, Joy-Con grip, and 2 Joy-Con controllers, as well as the Pro controller. Nintendo Switch is a console that can be played while connected to your television, but it is also a system you can bring with you to share the fun wherever you go. Nintendo Switch is a brand new kind of home gaming system that offers a wide diversity of play styles. In today's presentation, we intend to provide a detailed introduction to the Nintendo Switch hardware and software. I'd like to begin by introducing the Nintendo Switch launch date, suggested retail price, and online services. Nintendo Switch will release simultaneously on March 3rd, 2017 in Japan, the US, Canada, major European countries, Hong Kong, and other territories. This is the suggested retail price for Nintendo Switch. In Japan, it will be 29,980 yen. In North America, it will be $299.99. For the price in Europe, please check with your local retailer. Next, I have information about Nintendo Switch online services. With Nintendo Switch, you will of course be able to enjoy online multiplayer gaming. And when you use a smart device application that will connect to Nintendo Switch, You will be able to invite friends to play online, set play appointments, and chat with friends while enjoying online matches and compatible games, all from your smart device. Users will be able to try out Nintendo Switch online services for free during a trial period after launch. Then, it will become a paid service beginning in the fall of 2017. We will provide additional details on this paid service and its features on our homepage at a later date. And I have an additional piece of information. With our past systems, like Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, we designed them using region locking, which limited play to software sold in the same region that the hardware was purchased. But with Nintendo Switch, we have revised our approach and decided that in general, we will not apply region locking to Nintendo Switch software. Here, I would like to switch over to the man responsible for all software development for Nintendo Switch and mobile applications, Mr. Shinya Takahashi.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shinya Takahashi, and I lead all Nintendo software development. Nintendo Switch has inherited DNA from each of the many hardware systems Nintendo has released to date. The Nintendo Entertainment System included 2 controllers in the base system. Game Boy made it possible to bring video games out of the home. Super NES added the X and Y buttons and the L and R buttons to enhance the fun. Nintendo 64 offered the world's first analog control stick, and it introduced a rumbling controller with the development of the Rumble Pack. We put a handle on Nintendo GameCube so it could be carried around. Even at that time, we were considering a home game system that you could take with you, but it seems we were a little too soon. Nintendo DS added a touchscreen. With the Wii Remote, motion control became possible. And the Wii U gamepad enabled you to play games off the TV. And now, Nintendo Switch has inherited all of Nintendo's entertainment DNA, and we have packed each and every one of these features into the system. Nintendo is constantly pursuing new forms of entertainment to bring more fun and more smiles to the world. And the new entertainment we will present in 2017 is Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch is a video game system for the home. You connect it to the TV to play games. When you want to play away from the TV, you just remove Nintendo Switch from the dock. When you attach the left and right Joy-Con controllers, you can continue playing anywhere. Nintendo Switch has been designed to be a home console gaming system that gives you the freedom to change your playstyle. Next, allow me to introduce the playstyles Nintendo Switch will offer. TV mode. Play games on the TV in typical video game style. Tabletop mode. Stand the Nintendo Switch console up with its kickstand and play using the Joy-Con. You can now play video games in front of a screen with others, wherever you like, even away from the TV. Handheld mode. Attach the left and right Joy-Con to the system. You can take it with you and play indoors, outdoors, or anywhere you like. And what do you think of handing a Joy-Con to a friend or family member and sharing the joy right then and there? Battery life will vary by game, but it will range from 2.5 hours to 6.5 hours. And you will be able to play while charging the system using the included AC adapter and USB-certified portable batteries. The screen uses a capacitive touch panel. You can connect over Wi-Fi for multiplayer battles. And up to 8 Nintendo Switch systems can be connected for local wireless multiplayer gaming. What do you think? With its 3 play styles, Nintendo Switch evolves gameplay, making it more active and offering greater freedom of play. And what makes this possible are the Joy-Con controllers. To tell you more about the new types of play that Joy-Con will enable, and to tell you about Nintendo Switch software, I'd like to switch things over to General Development Producer Yoshiaki Koizumi. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I am Nintendo Switch General Development Producer Yoshiaki Koizumi. It's great to be here. Controllers are very important when it comes to video games, right? And I suspect all of you are wondering what the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con are like. Allow me to introduce them to you in detail. These are the Joy-Con set in the Joy-Con grip. This is the basic style when playing on the TV. Now, let me remove the Joy-Con. These are the Joy-Con. There is a left and a right Joy-Con. Each Joy-Con has an analog stick. And each stick can also be pressed like a button. This Joy-Con has the familiar A, B, X, Y buttons. And beneath them is the home button. It's this house-shaped mark. There is an NFC reader writer that can read and write Amiibo data as well. And please look at the square button on this Joy-Con. This is the capture button for capturing screenshots of your gameplay. In the future, it will be able to capture video as well. You'll be able to share the screens you capture with friends over social media. And each Joy-Con includes accelerometer and gyro sensors, making independent left and right motion control like this possible. And take a look right here. There are 2 buttons in the rail that connects the Joy-Con to the Nintendo Switch console. These are L and R buttons. Because of this design, each Joy-Con can be used as a fully functioning individual controller. You can hand a Joy-Con to the person next to you in many 2-player games. We call this sharing the joy. So, Nintendo Switch comes with 2 controllers right from the start. And when you play with these Joy-Con, they fit in the palm of your hand, just right, like this, and they feel very natural. For example, pardon me, you can release the tension from your shoulders and relax while you play. That's all for my Joy-Con introduction. But we still have many things to share about the Joy-Con. We have prepared Joy-Con color variations, neon blue and neon red. And this is the Joy-Con strap. It is a wrist strap you can slide onto the rail like this. And it has prominent L and R buttons for firm pressing. It's great for games that have you swinging your hands, attaching to your wrist so you won't drop it, and it makes the Joy-Con easier to grip. This is the type that will come with your Nintendo Switch system, but there will also be other colors sold separately. The right Joy-Con also has a motion IR camera that can sense the shape, motion, and distance of objects in front of it. It's right here. For example, it can tell the difference between rock, paper, and scissors. And it can tell how far away the hand that threw it is. This will make unique new control styles possible. What's this? It feels like something shaking in a glass. The Joy-Con can convey to you the feeling of ice cubes colliding in a cup. You can even tell 1, 2, 3, the number of ice cubes in the glass. And you can feel water filling the glass. This new sense of realism is produced by the precision of the new HD Rumble. With these new sensing and vibration technologies, the Joy-Con itself boasts an expressiveness that invites the player to pick up the controller. The Joy-Con offers more than just traditional video game controls. It invites everyone to a new world of entertainment. Allow me to introduce you to two new games made possible by the Joy-Con, one that everyone can play together, and one with depth, challenge, and replayability. First, let's switch to the game everyone can play together.
Hello everyone. I am Koichi Kawamoto, the producer of 1-2 Switch. I am also the general hardware director for Nintendo Switch itself. 1-2-Switch lets you enjoy the expressiveness of the Joy-Con HD Rumble that was just introduced, but at the same time, it's a brand new kind of game, one that mixes up new kinds of play that haven't been seen before. Your typical video game has you playing while looking at some kind of screen, right? But 1-2-Switch can be played without looking at any screen. So then, where exactly do you look? In the eyes of your opponents. You look directly into the eyes of your opponent to play the game. When will your opponent move? How will they move? Are they just faking? You look into their eyes to read their next move, and then you get to see them do something unexpected. In other words, 1-2-Switch isn't a game you play facing a screen. It is a game that is primarily played through face-to-face interaction. So you can bring Nintendo Switch to parties and after parties, indoors or outdoors, any place people gather or meet, and you simply 1. Stand Nintendo Switch up, 2. Grab the 2 Joy-Con, 3. Hand one to a friend. And just like that, with these 3 steps, the place you're in becomes the game world and everyone is ready for fun. We're creating 1-2-Switch to be a staple for parties and to become an icebreaker for all kinds of fun communication. 1-2-Switch features fun for everyone gameplay made possible by the Joy-Con, and it releases March 3rd alongside Nintendo Switch. Please look forward to it. Thank you very much.
That was 1-2-Switch, the game everyone can play together. Next, let's look at a game with depth, challenge, and replayability that uses the Joy-Con. A new gameplay experience is born. Let's switch to it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kosuke Yabuki. I'm the producer of the Nintendo Switch game, ARMS. Today, I'd like to introduce you all to ARMS. ARMS is a fighting sports game that uses extendable arms to battle. It's like boxing, where you hit your opponent with punches, but it's also like shooting, where you aim and fire at distant opponents. To play ARMS, you hold one Joy-Con in each hand in a thumbs-up pose. The Joy-Con senses your motions, so when you punch, your character also punches. When you twist your fist, your punch curves. With this, you can pursue a distant enemy. You move your character by tilting the Joy-Con. And by combining dashes and jumps, you can perform a variety of actions. Because ARMS uses physical controls, anyone can pick it up and play right away. But we've made it so that as you play more, you'll uncover high-level techniques and strategies. Now, I'd like to show you a battle between two of our team members. Here are some of the characters who appear in the game: Springman and Ribbon Girl. It's a very fast and active fighting game. They're trading punches back and forth. You can guard in this game, but they're practically battling without guarding at all right now. Oh dear, Springman is on the ropes. Oh, but here's Springman with a special attack. Oh, Springman won. As you saw, the most appealing part of ARMS is battling. You can battle alone against the computer, and you can play split screen against a friend, as you just saw. You can also bring your Nintendo Switch systems together to battle. And of course, we're preparing online battles as well. The extendable arm fight game, ARMS, will release this spring. Thank you very much.
What did you think? ARMS marks the emergence of Nintendo's newest characters. As you can see, mastering the Joy-Con controls can bring a new feel to even head-to-head fighting games that demand a high level of strategy and tactics. I hope you'll look forward to it. Next, let's switch to this.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am the diligent researcher at the Squid Research Lab who has spent day and night researching the mysterious squid creatures that can take on human form. I've been researching a new variety of squid that was discovered recently, and today I'm here to announce the fruits of my labor. It has been about 2 years since I first discovered these squid, and it seems there have been many changes to the squid world in that time. Turf War is their 4-on-4 team-based battles where the two teams compete to spray the ground with ink and cover the most turf. This remains a popular sport, but it appears the battle stages have changed and the fashions and weapons used have also evolved. Here you see the latest piece of technology. This weapon set is called the Splat Dualies. Not only do these dual-wielded weapons let you shoot ink from each hand, they also have nozzles that can propel you at a high rate of speed to outmaneuver your opponents. It is a fearsome weapon in the hands of one who has mastered it. And it appears the special weapons which can be activated after spraying enough ground with ink are all brand new. Surely with the introduction of new weapons, all new special weapons, and new battle stages, we will see the emergence of new battle strategies. I expect our research will continue to keep us busy. Allow me to report briefly on controls. Of course, you can use the Joy-Con controllers, but you can also play using the Pro Controller. You can play on a TV screen, and you can also play in handheld mode. And of course, in either mode, you can use gyro controls to aim your ink. You press the X button to view the map. And to do a super jump, you press the button assigned to a teammate to instantly jump there. Of course, you can battle against friends and people you don't know over the internet. And you can also bring your games and Nintendo Switch systems together to battle friends face to face. That is all from the Squid Research Lab. Oh, I almost forgot something very important. Splatoon 2 is planned for launch this summer. And again, this time, there will be stage and weapon updates after launch. And there are also plans to hold ongoing in-game events. I am very excited to once again enjoy those exciting times with everyone all around the world. Splatoon 2 still has many elements that we have yet to uncover. The Squid Research Lab will continue to share new details as we discover them. Thank you for your time today.
What squid do you think? This brand new version of Splatoon arrives this summer. It should make for some hot matches. Next, let's switch to this. Hello, everyone. Sorry for my appearance. I am Yoshiaki Koizumi, the producer of Super Mario Odyssey. While I am the overall producer for the Nintendo Switch hardware, I simultaneously have a hand in the newest Mario game, Super Mario Odyssey. This is the first time since Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine that we have created a large Mario sandbox world like this for you to run around in. The theme of Mario this time is a journey to an unknown world, and Mario has jumped out of the Mushroom Kingdom to go on an extraordinary adventure. I said unknown, but perhaps you notice some landscapes that look familiar from the real world. And at the end of the video, perhaps some of you have noticed some unusual eyes or something on Mario's cap. Oh, and right here. Right there. This mysterious cap, in particular, offers action that can only be experienced on Nintendo Switch. This cap character plays an important role in Mario's journey. I hope you'll look forward to it. In the 20 years since we made Super Mario 64, I have been on a long, long journey together with Mario. And we are working on this new journey called Nintendo Switch, with the excitement one feels when visiting unknown countries for the very first time. I'll be very happy when you can all join me in departing on this new Mario journey on Nintendo Switch. We plan to release Super Mario Odyssey in the holiday season later this year. Since the release is still a ways out, you won't be able to play the game today, so I hope to offer you a chance to try it out at another time. So please wait a little longer. Thank you very much.
俺は君のために楽園に行く。その気持ちをお前に閉じ込められてたまるか。
みんながいるこの世界が 私も決めたからもう怖くない。
What you just saw was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Koei Tecmo's latest game, Fire Emblem Warriors. Next, I'd like to introduce our third-party partners. The Nintendo Switch concept has resonated with many developers, and there are currently over 50 companies working on games. And there are already over 80 games in development. So today, we'd like to introduce just a few of them. Square Enix has already announced that they are preparing Dragon Quest X and Dragon Quest XI for release on Nintendo Switch in Japan. But there is another Dragon Quest game making an appearance, Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 for Nintendo Switch. Now, take a look at this.
What does it mean to play a role? In a vast world of adventure, the places you go, the deeds you do, the heroes whose tales you bring to life. Every road is yours to take. Project Octopath Traveler. Embark on an adventure all your own.
What you just saw was the latest game in the Atlas series, Shin Megami Tensei, which celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. Development has only just begun, but they were kind enough to prepare this video for us today. And the other title is a brand new RPG from Square Enix. Its world boasts a unique graphic style and sense of scale. Please look forward to additional information in the future. Now, let's hear from some of the developers working on new games for Nintendo Switch. To start, let's switch over to this individual.
Hello everyone, I am Toshihiro Nagoshi from Sega. Sega sees a tremendous amount of appeal in Nintendo Switch, and we intend to be present on the platform. And similarly, I, as an individual creator, sense a new kind of appeal with this game hardware. We will consider new games for Nintendo Switch, and we'll present them soon. This new hardware is taking on new challenge and has a lot of appealing points. And I would like to take advantage of this new concept and create an interesting game. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Nagoshi-san. Continuing on, let's switch to this person.
Hi, I'm Todd Howard here at Bethesda Game Studios, and we're excited to announce that yes, Skyrim is coming to the Nintendo Switch. We love to make games and worlds that you can get lost in, that you can make your own, and that you never want to put down. Well, now you don't have to. Now you can play Skyrim wherever you want and take it on your own adventures. But what's really exciting is for all of us at Bethesda to finally work with Nintendo. You look at all they've done for video games over the decades. They've brought so much innovation and fun to all of us, and they're doing it again. The Switch is both classically Nintendo, yet something all new, and we want to thank them for letting us be a part of it.
Thank you, Todd-san. Next, let's switch to this person.
Yeah! Yay. Oh, that didn't go very well. Hi everyone, I'm Suda51 from Grasshopper. So today I'd like to start, I've been invited to come to this event, and I'd like to talk about one of the games that I worked on. Do you all remember the one guy from Santa Destroy who was born out of a tag team between Marvelous and Grasshopper? That's right, Travis Touchdown. He'll be making his return on Nintendo Switch. Could you show the illustration, please? So this star will be coming onto Nintendo Switch. The title hasn't been decided yet, but just about a year ago, I've been going to some events, some gaming events in Japan, such as Big Summit, and I've been exchanging ideas with the indie game community, and we've been discussing about ideas for the new Nintendo Switch console, and I've heard that it's an easier platform to create games for, especially for indie developers. And so that matches with what we are expecting in a gaming development process. So this one game that I'm working on right now will be something that will take advantage of this environment, that it's easy for indie developers to create a game. And so we will have a game that will have a fusion of death matches and strong styling, sort of heavily involved, heavily influenced by pro wrestling. And I'd love to see Travis running around in a game for Nintendo Switch. Thank you very much for your time today. It was Grasshopper Suda51 signing off.
Thank you, Suda-san. Next, we switch to this guest.
It's a huge honor and privilege to be here today representing the passionate and talented team at Electronic Arts. For me, to be on this stage is like a dream come true.
エレクトロニックアーツの情熱あふれる優秀な開発チームの代表として登壇することは大変光栄ですし、個人的にはまるで夢のようなことです。
For as long as I've played games, I've been a massive fan of the Nintendo platforms and amazing culture of creativity. So much so that when my firstborn son was born, my wife and I gave him the middle name Luigi.
初めてゲームを教わる時からずっと任天堂のプラットフォームと任天堂の独創的な文化の大ファンで、あんまりにも任天堂のファンで、どうにか妻の納得を得て長男が生まれた時にルイージっていうミドルネームを名付けまでもしました。
So today, we are extremely excited to announce that the world's most popular sports game will be coming to Nintendo Switch later this year.
ですので、 本日の発表で大変興奮してます。今年年内に全世界で一番人気のスポーツゲームが Nintendo Switch で発売します。
EA Sports FIFA on Nintendo Switch will be the most immersive, social, authentic sports game ever created for Nintendo players.
Nintendo のユーザーにとっては EA スポーツ FIFA は Nintendo Switch 版今まで最も没入的、最もソーシャル、最も本格的なスポーツ体験になると思います。
It will deliver the FIFA experience custom built for Nintendo Switch so you can play anywhere, play with anyone, and play how you want to play.
FIFA の体験を Switch 専用に開発して、そこでどこでも、誰とでも、どのプレイスタイルでも遊べるようになります。
If you're at the park, at your friend's house, or on vacation, you can always stay connected to the biggest matches, and you'll be able to play and get on the pitch with your favorite players and teams from the world's best leagues in iconic stadiums from around the world, all with the unmatched authenticity and depth that FIFA is known for.
公園にいても、友達の家にいても、旅行先の観光地にいても、いつでも試合ができます。そして全世界の一番大きなリーグの有名なチーム、有名な選手たちと一緒にピッチに立って試合をすることもできます。そしてこれらはすべて FIFA の無比のリアルさとやり込み度で遊べるようになります。
We'll have much more to say and show in the coming months as we bring the world's game to Nintendo Switch in 2017. Thank you.
これから全世界のスポーツゲームを2017年内に Nintendo Switch に発売するまではどんどん情報を提供していきたいと思いますので、これからもよろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you very much to Patrick and all of our guests. We are very excited for Skyrim and FIFA, and are very excited to see what kind of new games Naguchi-san and Suda-san create. And with that, I'd like to bring my portion of the presentation to an end. Thank you.
What did you think? As you just saw, we are preparing to offer a rich assortment of games, both from Nintendo and a number of third-party partners. Today, you heard from some of these developers, but there are still many others working hard inside Nintendo to develop original game content. In addition to the franchises our fans have loved, we will also introduce the world to new forms of entertainment made possible by the unique characteristics of the Nintendo Switch hardware and the Joy-Con controllers. Since we revealed new colors of Joy-Con during this presentation, allow me to share with you our Nintendo Switch product configurations. The Nintendo Switch system will include the Nintendo Switch console, a left and a right Joy-Con, Joy-Con wrist straps, the Joy-Con grip, the Nintendo Switch dock, an HDMI cable, and an AC adapter. The Pro Controller will also be available separately. There will be two versions. One model with gray Joy-Con controllers, and another model with one neon blue and one neon red Joy-Con. Both versions will be the same suggested retail price. We have shared a great deal of information with you through this presentation, and more details will be available on our Nintendo Switch homepage after this presentation ends. But first, I would like to ask Nintendo of Europe and Nintendo of America to share their messages with their fans watching around the globe. Take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Kimishima. I'm Satoru Shibata of Nintendo of Europe. Good morning, everybody in Europe. I'd like to thank you for getting up so early to watch. I'm so excited for you to finally know all about Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch has a very unique appeal, as you saw today, and I look forward to you all getting to try it out soon. Right now, hands-on events are being prepared, where we've invited European media to play Nintendo Switch for the first time. Within the next few hours, these events will kick off in Frankfurt, Paris, and London. I know that lots of you will be wondering when you can get your hands on Nintendo Switch to try it out. In the coming months, we will hold more of these events. To find out when and where you can have your own experience with Nintendo Switch, keep an eye out for announcements on our official website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'm sure that I will join some of the events, so I hope to see you very soon. Now I will hand you over to Reggie in New York. Thanks for watching and happy gaming.
Thanks, Shibata-san, and hi to everyone watching in the Americas. It's the midnight hour here in New York. The streets are quiet, but there's definitely something in the air. You can't see it, but the atmosphere is crackling with posts and tweets and messages all about Nintendo Switch. We're here getting ready to show off Nintendo Switch to a small group tomorrow, but you may get your own chance to play well before launch, because Nintendo Switch will be on display on 6 separate Sundays in 6 different cities across North America before you can buy it in stores. You can find all the details on nintendo.com/switch. But you'll have to show up early. There's no shortage of players who can't wait to test drive our new system. And the reasons are now clear. First, the wider look we've just seen at what this revolutionary form of gaming and new ways to play are all about. Second, those amazing controllers, the Joy-Con, which combine all the gameplay innovations Nintendo's invented and then adds to them. But of course, the biggest buzz is reserved for the games. And man, what games. No question, there's a lot in the works. But let's be honest, one thing is missing. But if you listen carefully, maybe you can hear it. Floating in the air. Yep, there it is. The soundtrack for what's been far and away the most anticipated Nintendo Switch game right from the start. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. So, where is it? Well, it'll be here at a special event elsewhere in New York tomorrow. But I see some sneaky Nintendo employees have been playing during this presentation. So let's go over there and see what these guys have to say for themselves. Mr. Miyamoto.
Hi, Riji-san.
You're here early. You're playing the new Legend of Zelda game. How do you like it?
これはね、グーですよ。
Oh, that's great.
面白い。
Well, so many eager fans want to know the one critical question. When are we launching The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild?
それ聞くならね、もっといい人がいますよ。
Mr. Ayanuma, you're the producer for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You know everything about the game. Certainly you must know, when are we launching the game?
それはね、僕も知らないんですよ。東京会場の君島さんに伺ってみてください。
Well, I guess that settles it. There's nothing left for me to do but to throw it back to Tokyo. And Mr. Kimishima, do you have the answer to that question?
Shibata-san, Reggie-san, Miyamoto-san, and Aonuma-san, thank you very much. You've left me with a very important task, but I'll have to come back to your question in a second. The Nintendo Switch launch is just around the corner on March 3rd. Tomorrow and the next day, we'll hold a Nintendo Switch hands-on event at the big site in Tokyo. And we'll begin taking pre-order reservations at retail in Japan starting January 21st. I hope that we've shown enough to earn your support. Now, we do have one last thing to share with you today. Before we do, I would like to humbly and sincerely thank everyone here for listening and everyone around the world for tuning in.
覚まして。
Wow. Welcome back to Nintendo Voice Chat. I'm your host, Brian Altana. With me, Sam Claiborne, Harris Schneider, and Alana Pierce.
Jeez.
Some of my favorite people at IGN, some of the biggest Nintendo fans in the world. Holy, how do I not curse? First of all, I've heard some of the most amazing words out of you guys in the last few seconds specifically.
That was German.
Was that it?
Yeah.
What squid you think?
A brand new Legend of Zelda trailer. We just saw it. It's gorgeous, stunning.
Dude,
that stole the show.
Incredible look at this world. I don't even know where to start. Let's take a breath real quick. Nintendo Switch, March 3rd, this year, $299.
It's like 6 weeks away.
6 weeks away.
Crazy when you put it in perspective.
We didn't get a
That's
ton
so
of
soon.
information on when we can get pre-orders and stuff like that, but this is Nintendo Voice Chat. We will be recapping the entire show that we just saw. I'm still sort of trembling. I've been waiting for this my entire life.
Yeah.
On the phone in a few minutes, we'll have Jose Otero Skyping in from New York City. He's actually on the ground, ready to play Nintendo Switch games live tomorrow at Nintendo's event. But in the meantime, you have us gushing with excitement. Our producers will let us know when he's ready to talk to us, but
Jeez. I mean, what a weird show. I mean, there were ups and downs, right? Like there were parts where it was like, this presentation is awkward. You know, the
Terrible
translation wasn't great.
Right.
There were weird games. I mean,
And I like weird
Platinum,
games, but
I don't know what you guys are smoking.
Yeah.
Arms. I mean,
Arms.
and Octopath Traveler.
Well,
like,
this is
looked
Project
awesome.
Octopath Traveler.
this is the weird, quirky, 100-something-year-old Japanese toy company being a weird, quirky Japanese
And you
toy
can
company,
play
you
them
know?
all here because it's region free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm-
Every weirdo game.
I cannot tell you how happy I am about that as someone who can't play any US games on my 3DS or my Wii U because they're both Australian. I'm so happy for that to be gone. Every time I go home, I don't have to worry about it, and that is absolutely amazing. But it's crazy because the stuff that was leaked on 4chan today, which I think was covered by Shaq News, almost all of the games they had were confirmed. We had
in Europe,
Splatoon 2, which I totally didn't believe. ARMS was in there.
Super Mario Odyssey, the title was in there.
Yeah, and there's other stuff that we didn't see, like Street Fighter 2 or Ultra Super Street Fighter 2.
Only
Mario
the
Party
fast
Deluxe.
reel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we didn't really hear much more about that, but I'm amazed that that stuff was legit.
There were a ton of, I mean, you have to really kind of rewind the big trailer. There were a ton of indie games. Obviously, Minecraft is coming to the platform, which is a humongous game, right? They were
There's
just
a
kind of
beautiful
throwing them
pixelated
in, right?
RPG. That was amazing.
No, there was some really good stuff. Yeah, there was the Octopath Traveler. That one looked really awesome. But like, we should organize our thoughts. I mean, like,
let's
the system. There was so much to talk about.
I think it's kind of amazing because I've been doing this job for a long time and covering Nintendo for a long time, and very few things and very few companies can get this many people stuttering at the same time. We're all just sort of like, oh my God, we did it. Okay, so let's start from the top. Immediate reactions to the Nintendo Switch, $299.99 price, a little higher than we expected. Some of us predicted a $249.99.
Yeah.
March 3rd, which is right around the corner. Is this going to be able to compete with everybody else? Is this going to matter? I mean, I think that seeing Zelda at launch is enough.
That helps.
It helps.
That helps a lot. The software is like, the year seems good with Mario at the end of it and Zelda at the beginning. That could be enough for a lot of people.
Yep.
But also, like, I love the new colors we saw and like the way this thing looks and feels. Like, it looks like it's exciting.
Yeah.
It just has a different vibe to it that I think people are going to like.
We were all saying
I like
watching the Zelda trailer that it looked better. There is potential that it has better graphical capabilities than the Wii U does. We don't know, but that is totally possible.
Judging from the trailer, I mean, we saw a lot. They did a lot more with Sheen and the big open world areas with the ocean. All that looked really, really good. And we played the game at E3, obviously, on the Wii U, and the Wii U version started. Now, granted, we didn't see it running, in gameplay mode for extended periods of time. We'll see more of that tomorrow, but that looked pretty damn good to me, right? Like
So-
the version definitely looked nicer, and I think that is ultimately the answer to your question. Will people pay $300 for a handheld that is probably not going to be more more powerful than the Xbox One or the PS4? Definitely not, right?
So we've got
Look at
Jose
Zelda.
Otero on the phone right now. I really want his take on this because he's both literally the tallest, biggest, and probably smartest Nintendo fan I've ever met in my entire life, and definitely the most passionate. So Jose, what did you think? Are you on the phone right now? There he is.
I'm Jose
We don't hear
He
you.
is
Jose.
stunned, absolutely silent. I've never seen him just so quiet about this.
All right.
We're
I'm sure
obviously
they'll
having some
figure that
technical
out.
issues,
Yeah.
but we'll get back to it.
We'll get him
I-
back.
I
Hey,
wanted
while
to
we
say,
sort that out. Oh, go ahead. You go first.
I don't think that I will buy it on launch when I can get Zelda on Wii U.
Right.
But Super Mario Odyssey, I think I'll buy it when that comes
That's-
out.
yeah,
And they
that's a-
said summer, right?
That's a very special thing. Alana, can you hold up your notes real quick because they're amazing.
I
That's
know,
just-
the notes are
very-
so
that's
great.
really,
Very
really good.
messy notes.
Yeah,
that-
I love that.
That I
Mario's holiday.
scribbled down as
Guys,
quickly as I
we
possibly
talked
could.
about this before on the pre-show, how excited we would be if there'd be kind of an open world exploration-based Mario game.
Yeah.
That's it.
We got a butt
This
cam.
is the Zelda I want, and this is the Mario I want.
All right,
Yeah, the butt
everyone,
cam.
everyone, rein it in a little bit. We're gonna actually talk a little
That's
bit
excitement.
here
Okay.
about the actual hardware itself.
Sure.
I know we're all incredibly excited. I feel like a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. So the hardware itself, pretty amazing. Yeah, we obviously have Super Mario Odyssey right here, taking advantage of everything that the hardware is doing. We'll get to that in a minute. One of the really cool things that I think about that they sort of showed off with this hardware was that it's sort of a design evolution of everything they've ever done in the past, from the D-pad to motion controls to touch screens. It's all sort of right there. Just a beautiful piece of kit here. A lot of stuff that they threw out really quickly. Obviously, 8 of these things can connect wirelessly for local multiplayer. It's got Wi-Fi. I'm hearing that Jose's ready to talk to us, so we'll get back to the hardware stuff. Jose, how you doing, man?
Hey.
I'm good. Yeah, so much to talk about. Thanks for having me and for this crazy setup to have me call in.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Right now I'm in my hotel room, and my God, that Zelda trailer would not end, and
Absolutely
every
beautiful.
second of it was incredible, like in a way that I think we all needed. And it's just funny to troll the release date of Zelda that long and that hard.
That's not funny at all.
No, it's not funny. You're playing with emotions.
Now, Jose, in our pre-show, I said mistakenly, I don't need to see any more Zelda. I'm sold. I'm good. That was a dumb thing to say.
Unless it's new
me
areas,
too.
and that's what
I
we
said
saw.
this thing. I was like, "There's no way."
I saw Gorons and was like, let me take more of my money. Like, get up all of it.
So now it had everything,
Yeah.
right?
Jose, how do you feel about the price and the structure of the different SKUs, the Joy-Cons? I want your take on some of the hardware news we got tonight.
Sure. I mean, I think it was really important to get a lot of the news out of the way early, and clearly they did that, right? Like Kimishima, first of all, like his first appearance to fans, like think about it. You've never seen Tatsumi Kimishima in a Nintendo Direct. He's always been the guy who looks very serious. And here, right on stage, and then there was this whimsical way that they started to sort of tell you, well, here's what the hardware is. And they got the good news out of the way, and they got the bad news out of the way. I think, for example, price, big important thing, $299. Date March 3rd is exciting, but is 2 million units enough for the month of March before fiscal? That doesn't sound great. Okay, but then move forward. These Joy-Cons, they have these wrist straps that are included that will sort of change their shape, and you can alter them a little bit. You know, there's this customization to the hardware that comes with the package.
Sure.
But then you have something like battery life between 2.5 hours and 6 hours. And so it was a bit of a mix, but it got everything out of the way early, which was important, I think.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. It was sort of a little bit of a roller coaster there of being like excited for the release date, a little bit let down by the price, then finding out about the battery life, which is a roller coaster in of itself. Alana, you just mentioned that there was a quick thing that said 3-hour battery life for Zelda.
Expected Zelda, 3 hours. But they also mentioned that it includes portable batteries and USB Type-C, which makes me think there are going to be third parties who will give us portable batteries so that we can charge on the go.
Sure. I mean, and if you played Pokemon Go like crazy last year, maybe you have some of those sitting around. Hopefully they work as well.
But that seems to be the truth about battery life is it really depends on the game, right?
Absolutely.
Like I buy it like 6 hours for some of the indie games that we saw that don't push the hardware quite as hard. It's gonna be longer. But for Zelda and Skyrim and the Japanese subtitle said 3 hours for Zelda average playing time. So that's okay. That's not great, but that's exactly what we expected. So
Sure.
it wasn't a big letdown for me.
They also said the device will capture video in the future, which maybe means streaming or YouTube services. That's something that Nintendo have been pretty weird on in the past, is basically working with YouTubers. They've locked down a lot of content. Maybe the ability to capture video means that they are kind of building in their own video recording system that will make it more community friendly.
Yeah, what does that mean for storage?
Sure. Yeah,
We
true.
don't know that question.
Now,
answer that.
Jose, what do you think was the biggest surprise tonight?
Oh, man. Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I was expecting a name for Mario and a window for Mario, and we got one. Mario's not a launch game. Mario will be a big E3 game, right? I feel like it was a conference with a lot of ups and downs, but it started on a high note and it ended on a high note for the most part. I'm not sure if I have a big surprise per se, because I feel like I went in knowing what I was going to get, which was a really good look at what was in development for it. I mean, Splatoon 2, seeing them commit to this is a sequel was probably a surprise for me, just because Karen and I love that game.
What about Xenoblade? Yeah.
Yeah, and Xenoblade, that being Xenoblade 2. Now remember, Xenoblade Chronicles, like Xenoblade Chronicles, I think was the original Wii game, and then we got a different one in the Wii U version, and they're unrelated. And now you have a Xenoblade 2, and I'm like, well, where does that fit? Is that after the Wii game or not? But regardless, that's a big game by Monolith Software, an RPG with a big hardcore audience a hardcore audience is going to love that style of a game. And it's a good showcase title too. I mean, once again, the scale is impressive, right?
Yes.
And to know that you're going to play that on the go is really, really cool.
Yeah, in terms of hardware, I was most surprised by the actual Joy-Con controllers themselves having HD motion controls that can apparently feel something as sensitive as ice moving in a glass.
Wasn't that weird? Like the demo of
very
like the
odd.
ice cubes
Odd way to
falling
do
in?
it.
But it's like, I buy it. Nintendo introduced the console world to Rumble,
Yep.
right? And they did some really crazy stuff on the handhelds. Remember with WarioWare Twisted, where it really felt like you had the cheese grater, right? The
Yeah.
famous example, like. They're gonna do some fun stuff
Yeah,
with this.
I mean,
right?
like we saw with 1-2 Switch, it seems to be able to detect range and also really accurately detect motion. I didn't expect that at all. This is basically Wiimotes, but infinitely more portable.
They're smart little controllers.
They are.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Was
for
it
me,
what?
a more interesting thing that was a surprise to me was how many new faces we saw on that stage from Nintendo internally. I mean, you like I said, you kicked off with the president of the company, but then you had Shinya Takahashi, who's the head of all development. You had Koizumi, who's been leading the Mario team forever. Each first-party game had a different rep, and some of them were people you've never seen before. And I'm just like, oh, wow, this is the fresh new faces that this company needs to start using to their advantage to really like just show that Nintendo is not this traditional old company, like that they're going to be different, that they're going to evolve, that new people are going to come to the forefront. I think that surprised me a lot. I did not expect that going into this presentation.
I completely agree with that.
Am I crazy, or do we not see how these games are going to be made? Are they cartridges? Like, what are they?
Well, we do know they're cartridges, yeah.
But they didn't show a single cartridge,
No,
right?
but I did check out a case that basically implied the size, and they almost look like their 3DS size. They're very small cartridges. We have no idea how they work.
What are they hiding?
Well, I wonder if this is maybe an
And then
attempt to
can I
prevent.
download them and fill up a hard drive?
So-
like, those
Yeah.
are the questions that are still up in the air. I
They
can't
didn't
believe
talk
it.
about that, but they talked about one big surprise, and that Nintendo is going pay with online
Yes.
play, right?
Yes.
Like Nintendo has
Good point,
always
yeah.
touted free multiplayer. Now they're going to put that account system to good use and pull you in. Unfortunately, no word yet on whether our VC games port over or anything, but
They did also
there
mention
will be-
chatting with friends, so maybe
Yeah,
this is
there
the
will be
first time
more
that we will be able
invites
to
too.
voice chat.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, and this whole like try before you buy structure, where it's like, hey, you're going to have it for free for the first couple of months, and then we're going to start offering the pay version in the fall, which is convenient timing because that's when obviously the sales are going to ramp up, right? You're going into the holiday. That's when people are going to start spending a lot more money on hardware. It's a convenient story, but here's the thing. If it's a hard system to find, how many people are really going to get to try that free version? Once the paid version is out there, do you never get to use the free version? Like, are they going to do, for example, take SegaNet or take like Xbox Live? Having a free trial is really important on selling a consumer on if they're going to pay. If I'm going to plunk down $40 or $50 a year for your service, and I think that's really important, and they got to get to that.
I think especially for games like Splatoon, right? Splatoon is it had a single player campaign mode, but the heart of that game was in multiplayer, and they obviously also built a release structure where you would get new content updates over time, and they announced the same thing for Splatoon 2 already. So I feel like they will have to do that kind of introduction for a while, right? Nintendo has a very broad audience, and I think has a lot of players who don't play online, you know, in various markets.
Yeah.
So I gotta think they'll keep that grace period.
Yeah, here's the thing too. So let's talk about third parties because we've been kind of focused heavily on the first party stuff, right? Like, I think, for example, on MVC we called Fire Emblem would make a great choice for a Tecmo Koei Warriors game. That's happening. That's cool. You had a Shin Megami Tensei-like tease. It didn't give you an English name, so I have no idea by watching the presentation what that was. Then you have your Square Enix Project Octopath Traveler. What is with the Square Enix name machine? Like
It's never stopped. Never
They
stopped.
flip the switch and whatever comes out.
This
is the
game looks
title.
amazing.
Was that was
This
Atlas,
looks
right?
For Shin Megami Tensei, that was Atlas.
I see.
The Square Enix game was Project Octopath Traveler, which I'm trying to get my tongue around it because it's almost part of a tongue twister. But then, the sizzle reel showed you some more, right? You had Minecraft in there. You had a Dragon Ball game in there. You had
No More Heroes.
Yeah.
Farming
Dragon
Simulator,
Quest.
No More Heroes. That's right.
Yeah.
You had Suda on stage. Did he even announce a game? What was that?
No, that was a very odd segment, and I would have loved if it was a little bit better rehearsed. But he did show Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes, which is like kind of one of my favorite video game characters of all time. One of the first sort of violent, mature, M-rated games we saw taking advantage of motion controls on the Nintendo Wii. So the idea of that coming back with 3D motion, I believe they're calling it now, is really exciting to me.
HD motion, I think it
HD,
was.
3D,
Yeah.
HD, 4D, yeah.
HD.
Shut up.
You guys are. You guys. That's what it's called. HD motion.
So
I will not have two foreigners battle each other.
I'm not gonna hate on this. No, but you guys are forgetting one big little game that was shown that has me super excited. Like when you have multiple switches in a room, Bomberman.
Yes.
Bomberman.
Yeah.
Come on.
Super Bomberman R.
Ooh.
Did we also see Skylanders? Was Skylanders in there?
That was in there. We
Yes.
saw.
And we also saw Amiibo support is confirmed. So
Right.
we definitely have Amiibos.
And Skyrim looks surprisingly good.
It does. I think it's supposed to be.
I mean, I'm not saying that because I expected it to be weak. It's just because it already was looking really good in the HD remake, and it looks just as good.
It's supposed to be really similar to the 360 PS3 version, which I would believe. Like, I mean, it's not going to be the same version that recently came out on Xbox One and PS4, but I also don't care.
They upgraded it. I mean, the visuals are
looks
different,
better.
so it
There's
has
more
the
textures, I think.
it has the different coloring. The trees look different from the old ones.
Sure.
Will it have
But
mods?
I mean, they obviously didn't put the same name on it. So just like FIFA, which doesn't have a number in the title,
Yeah.
it's going to be a special version. Hopefully, that doesn't mean that you get one FIFA for 5 years and that's it for us.
Yeah, that would be really sad. No, I agree with you. What about 1-2 Switch and ARMS? I mean, like, you knew Nintendo was going to make a mainstream play. They are always going to do that. And it was weird to watch Twitter because obviously the folks who I follow or who are tweeting at me are the hardcore fans, and they immediately tune it out. Were you guys intrigued by them? Were you weirded out by them? Did you not like them? I'm curious to hear what you guys
I think 1-2 Switch is the thing that makes this a family console again.
Yeah.
This is the thing my mom wants. This is the thing that she wants to play Candy Crush on when she's doing her exercise, and then wants to play with her friends and show them something really funny, like how much of a hit Wii Sports was, basically.
You know why it's going to be a hit? Because you no longer have to say, come over and play it. You can just go, I'll come over and we'll play it. Like I think this is going to be a killer app for them to reach the mainstream because it's so, again, like they've removed one more friction point, and that's the stare at the TV to make something move. It's like now you have almost like a tabletop like party game extension where the TV is almost secondary.
Yeah, I
right?
think
it looks clever and weird.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's fun, but I'm really intrigued by it.
It's a great idea to have a video game that isn't really a video game
Sure.
made by a toy company.
Absolutely.
It's kind of a fantastic concept, and with the motion controls and stuff like that, it seems like this is something that people of all ages can battle with each other. It didn't look like there was going to be anything that sort of would be prohibitive of that. Really cool
I agree
idea.
with you guys. Sorry, I just want to throw in. I think that have you guys ever played Johann Sebastian Joust? Anyone?
No.
Like that's a good
made
example of what this game is like to me. Just a game that you're going to have a ton of fun with a bunch of people socially. You're going to look each other in the eye while you play it. That's a PlayStation Move game, by the way. It was part of Sports Friends. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was this awesome party game that you didn't really need a TV to play. You just grab some Move controllers, and there was this fun sort of rhythm to how it worked. I think this has that potential too. We'll have to see if it's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
It
it is going to be a party game machine. I mean, like, just think of the games we saw, Splatoon, and then, my friend, we complained so much when Mario Kart 8 came out, and it didn't have a battle mode, and guess what? They were driving around with balloons.
Yeah, so let's talk
man.
about ARMS real quick. The biggest troll of the night, I think many of us in the room were yelling Red Dead. Clearly not
I
happening.
was shouting Wild Gunman.
Okay, well, yes.
Oh, you went to.
Me too.
You too. So ARMS is probably my favorite video game title of the year, and it's early contender for one of
Name
the...
don't lie.
Yeah, one of the goofiest video game titles. It's just true. It's straightforward. It's called ARMS. It's a game about arms. The arms are punching each other using their arms. I don't know who this is for besides everyone. It's kind of amazing. The art direction's really cool. I think some of us were sort of saying, why isn't this Punch-Out? You've got this great license sitting right there. But that being said, this looks like a great example of what to do with the Joy-Con controllers. Motion controls are going to get... This guy's already sweating, and he's in way better shape than me. Motion controls are obviously... Things are going to get very heated here. I think real-life fights... This game's going to be called Harms eventually. But this is this is a fighting game, you know? Like
Doesn't this seem like it's going back to Wii? Like, this could be
This
a
is
Wii
definitely
game.
Wii.
Yeah.
And what did the public like? the Wii.
I was going to say,
and the Wii U was nothing like the Wii.
Nothing like it. There was a section.
This is really good.
Yeah.
There was a section in this live show between 1-2 Switch and ARMS that was absolutely calling back to the old motion days of playing Wii Sports with your friends for the first time, which is now so long that people have nostalgia for it. So I think the idea of having a party system like that again makes sense.
But the story is so cool because they went through all the systems. They said, remember NES, remember Super NES, and it's like they took a little piece from each one of them and they put it all together and they built a console that can run all the games.
Yeah.
It can run all the games.
Absolutely. Now, Jose, you're on the phone, but tomorrow you're actually going to be hands-on with the Nintendo Switch. One of the first people in the world, one of the few people in the world that was alluded to by Reggie earlier. What does your day look like? What are you playing? What do you think? What is this gonna be like to actually hold this thing for the first time?
So I don't know what I'm playing yet, but I would assume a lot of the stuff that you saw, obviously, in that video. In terms of, it's exciting to get your hands on a new Nintendo console, right, and just see what it's capable of doing, seeing this form factor. I'm curious to try just holding a Joy-Con left or right by itself for the first time, because I have big hands. I just want to see how comfortable that is. How does it feel in your hands? Nintendo hits a certain standard in terms of how their devices feel, and sort of the sort of just. They never feel chintzy. They never feel cheap. I'm eager to find out for myself and see more of how the software feels. I'm going to be dueling against people tomorrow in 1-2 Switch. Like, that's going to be weird, but I'm going to try and have a good time with it and just see where and what stands out. And hopefully, I mean, to me, the thing I'm going to be most looking out for is, rumors going into this conference were that the minute it's undocked and the minute it's not running on portable juice, the performance on some of the games can and probably will take a hit. I hope that they have the confidence to let us see that, because if we can't unplug it, that's going to be a problem. I think we need to get that experience just as much as we need to touch the controller and play the games. I think that letting people see the portable mode for what it is a crucial step for them.
Excellent.
For sure. Are you sad you don't get to play Mario?
I mean, you never know. A stage or two could be there. I have no idea what's there yet. I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, they kind of alluded that you won't get to play it yet.
Yeah, well, we'll get it this fall. Probably get to play it at E3. Jose, I'm so excited to see what you get to play tomorrow. All your hands-on videos. This is a globally coordinated thing between all of IGN, Japan, UK, AU, America. So thank you so much for being on the ground for this. Thank you so much for calling into us. We're just beginning our coverage of the Nintendo Switch, and we're going to continue our show right now. So, Jose, good luck tomorrow.
Have fun, man.
Get some sleep,
Thanks.
dude.
Get some pizza.
Thanks, guys. Have a good show, and definitely I'll be back with more stuff. And, see ya.
Get the thing. All right. So
let's talk crap about him.
No, I want
to get to play the Switch.
We have some breaking news right now that I wanted to get into real quick. We actually have some accessory prices for the Nintendo Switch accessories. Now we got the console price at $299. The Switch Pro controller will be $69.99, which is very expensive on the controller on the controller side of things. The Joy-Con controllers are actually $49.99 each.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
Pro
left and
stands
right.
for priced really outrageously.
Yep. Oh, that was good. Good. That was on the fly. Or you can buy them together for $79.99. That's a deal, but not necessarily the best deal. These things are going to get lost or stolen, or maybe you want a second set. I did see an accessory kicking around the other day where you could charge 4 at the same time. That's a lot of money.
It must be that HD rumble that they built into this thing must be very expensive.
It's got to be expensive. I did also see a lot more basic accessories at CES. We saw a lot of companies already making silicon cases and crystal cases. And to Jose's concern about the size of the controller, I did touch one of the crystal cases, which is just a hard case. It is very small. I totally didn't get to touch the console itself, but I was a little concerned that my right thumb specifically felt slightly too low, and I wonder how this is going to be for people who have bigger hands.
Right. We actually have a few more prices here. Now, we were talking earlier in the show about the Switch dock and being able to buy secondary ones and bring it different places, bring it to your friend's house and stuff like that, your multiple homes and apartments. The Nintendo Switch dock set is $89.99.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
So, yeah, that's getting up there. And the Joy-Con charging grip, which I believe is that little dog
middle
face?
Thing?
Yeah, the middle thing?
Yes.
The dog face.
The middle thing.
Why would you buy that? Oh, I guess shouldn't you just buy that in a pack?
Maybe
with
you
the
want another one.
controllers?
You would think.
I mean, so think about multiplayer games where both people are holding controllers at the same
Well,
time.
but
With-
you still need the Joy-Cons also. So
Yep.
if you get 2 Joy-Cons and that anyway, what's the
You can
price?
start doing the math and all that, and it's going to get prohibitively expensive. Joy-Con wheel, set of 2, $19.99. Do we know what that is? The Joy-Con wheel? IGN's got the story right now. The official Switch controller
I
prices
mean, it
and
must be a
accessories.
Mario Kart accessory.
Yeah, I hope
You're
so.
probably right.
Yeah.
So obviously, all of that coming
Cradle,
together.
yeah.
No, I think we expected something from Nintendo along the lines of innovation when it came to controllers, and I thought, sort of going into the Switch, that this was the first one that just seemed sort of derivative. It's got a touch screen. It's got some wands that come off the side.
Wait, does it have a touch screen?
It does.
Yes,
They
it
did
does.
say multi-touch.
Yeah.
Okay, multi-touch.
I was worried
Good.
about that.
First time.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But so it like on top of all of this coming together with all of the sort of evolutions of and inventions from Nintendo history, these Joy-Cons are obviously the real deal. They're doing something special.
Yeah.
We had that weird trailer of him shaking the controllers to make it simulate ice cubes.
Stuff.
That's the kind of thing I think more and more with video games nowadays. If you look like VR, the Wii, the 3DS, these are things you're going to have to hold to really understand. So I hope the public gets a chance to do that. They did say there's going to be 6 opportunities in 6 major cities in North America on 6 different Sundays. That's a mouthful. To actually try this thing and see if you can shake the ice cubes yourself. Such a ridiculous concept.
We didn't talk about this much, but colors.
Yeah.
Everybody in our room cheered when the colors came on, which I thought was really cool. The SKU that comes, and when we say SKU, it's an industry term for meaning a box that's different from another box that you get your console in. But basically, there's one version of the system that comes with a red and a blue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's real. I find that weird. I mean, I get why it's like player 1, player 2, very clear, but like I don't want mine to look like that.
No, me neither.
You know,
The thing about that
But I
is-
like the colors. I think.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that means that we will see like a Wii U, like the Wii U version when I think it was Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
That was gold.
Wind Waker.
With the gold.
That was Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I think that we will see 3DS does this a lot as well.
Yes.
There's been a million different
Yes,
editions of that.
custom
We will see
controllers.
custom controllers that come out with different games, and those are going to be awesome collector's items. But
No brainer for this.
And how much
thing,
will they
right?
cost?
Yeah.
Well, on the plus side, if you do want your Joy-Cons to match and you have a friend, you can trade, or you can buy an
true.
individual one for $49.99 or a brand new
But
set.
maybe you can never get left or right of that same color.
You're creating a
Oh,
very
no.
scary world for us.
Oh man.
no, I do have
Plus,
to say
the T in the middle is never going to match. It's always going to be black.
Yeah.
that's true.
Oh, this is OCD terror.
Those prices are pretty scary to me.
I think that there's a lot of sort of opportunity to create new colors, as Alana said, and we've seen that a lot with 3DS. But like, there's a new one every couple of weeks. But the idea of having 2 new colors in the same box that don't match is going to drive some people crazy. Personally, me, you know, like I think right off the bat, the logo's asymmetrical. So to have the left and right Joy-Con asymmetrical, I don't have kids, but I imagine being a kid and fighting over who gets the red one and the blue one. There's gonna be fights before we even turn on a game, which is a problem.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But yeah, I was just saying the prices of the extras really scares me. I think that adding all of these accessories up and the multiple docks, it's getting pretty expensive. So how much is it for just a standard Joy-Con?
So
$49.
$49.99, $79.99 for the set.
Set. Okay, so they always come in twos.
Twos.
then.
That's still like a lot of money if you want to even them out at some point and you want to change the colors. That's pretty expensive.
It's not cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. But like the dock
Mario Party
surprises
is gonna
me
be
because-
expensive.
because the dock is going to be the price of like a 3DS in the end. You know, like you
there must
really
be
have to
tech
think
in
about
it,
that.
right? Doesn't that indicate it can't just be a plastic cradle?
lots of
for $80.
ports and,
You're
you
right.
know.
It can't be.
Yeah.
There's
I think-
something going on with
I think if you're standing in the store and you're like, I can buy a game or two, or I can buy another dock. I mean, it's sort of getting to that territory. But we've seen video game controllers get expensive. This is not a Nintendo exclusive thing. PS4 controllers, Xbox One controllers
Yeah.
are expensive at launch. The Xbox One had the Play and Charge kit, which updated up the price even more. So I want to focus on the games real quick. We ran through a bunch of them very quickly. If you saw the stream itself, there was basically just run of 30 games in a row. Just absolutely insane. It was almost too much. We're going to be rewinding that and pulling it apart for days and weeks now. But I want to focus on Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
Because that is
Finally.
far and away the game that had everyone in the room cheering, put big smiles on all of our faces. It was the first time we got to see Super Mario using his hat as a weapon. Now in Mario 64, we got to see him lose his hat, but the idea of him taking it and throwing it around. But most importantly, Mario is in our world now?
Yeah.
Is this okay? Is everyone
it
all right?
says New Donk City in
Yeah.
the background.
Looks like he's in New York with Jose. Yeah.
So it seems like there are environments inspired by the real world. I do not feel okay about this in a way that I don't like to see him interacting with human beings. It's just weird to me. But what is this a Spider-Man game?
Yeah.
So this must be a level entrance there, right?
Yeah.
Like this
It's
has
the hub-
gotta
it
be
is
the
the
hub
hub
world,
world.
and
Yeah.
that level entrance takes you to this weird, like, South America town,
Right.
With
or the movie Rango.
triangles.
You see, he was collecting like triangles.
Triangles. I feel like
Yeah.
they mentioned something on the stream
This
about.
looks amazing. This forest. Sorry.
Like, I wonder if it's alternate universes. Like, maybe Mario somehow ends up in New York City and opens up different parallels. But they did say this is the first time since 64/Sunshine that Mario's had a hub world.
Right.
But look how different each world looks. Really different. Like not just
like a different
not
art
just
team.
like the old kind of jungle versus beach versus like lava worlds. Like the art style
Look
look
at that.
completely different.
Yeah.
Like
So
this
what
is
is
so
going
weird.
on
Like,
with the
look
jump rope?
What I really enjoy about this is great, is this kind of losing the thematic tone of having it say locked in something like 3D World, which
Yeah.
had cats, or Galaxy, which was space, or Sunshine, which was beach islands. This is sort of saying we are removed of all thematic shackles here. We can do anything we want. We can go to that weird cereal level where he's jumping in that bowl of food, or he can go in New York. He jumped on his hat. It's awesome.
He rode a lion.
Finally,
Yeah.
new moves. That means there's new
You're right.
moves for Mario.
Yeah. This is really cool. It actually looks incredibly challenging too. I'm a little disappointed to see the age-old archetype of Peach being kidnapped yet again. I feel like it's finally time for her to just like kick Bowser's ass and start her own thing. But for some reason, somewhere at Nintendo, they keep saying that it's not a Mario game unless Peach gets kidnapped. Bowser is the weird dude with the hat now. I think he's trying to get married. Is that the plot here?
I mean, it's something we're all familiar with, I guess is the idea. It's something that we know to expect, and it's also very simple, so it's not challenging. You just focus on gameplay.
Yeah.
I feel is kind of their justification for that. But also, as a young girl, it would have been really cool to play as Peach.
I know.
Rescue Mario.
I know.
That would
Yeah,
have been
turn
fun.
that around. He
And
looks
maybe
like he
that'll
needs
still
help.
happen. It's hard to
It
tell.
could. You're totally right.
After Super Mario Galaxy, we all said to ourselves, what's next? Super Mario Universe? Like, this is getting bigger and bigger. And instead, they decided to scale it in and make this basically Super Mario R World.
Or it's like a travel game.
Yeah. The logo, the O in the Mario is
The world.
Is the world.
The
Is,
world.
is our world that we live on. And I think it's really cool to see. Now, obviously, we won't get this at launch. We won't even get it in the summer, but we'll probably be able to play it by then.
If let's hope it doesn't get delayed until next year, right?
Yeah.
These games take a long time to really get perfectly right.
But they
And, like,
weren't working on anything else
the-
there.
But the
remember.
few times that they didn't get it completely right, like Sunshine, right? Sunshine was rushed for a summer launch because they had that theme, that beach theme, and so they couldn't delay it. And it shows there were some rough edges. I want them to take their time with this game. It already looks really awesome. I can't wait to play it, and I'm so happy that we get the kind of like the butt cam.
Yeah,
The real behind the Mario camera.
That's really what you wanted, right? Yeah.
Yep.
It's, I mean, I feel
That's
like the
what I wanted.
top-down isometric camera was good for bringing casual players back in. I know a lot of like lapsed players and people who hadn't played a 3D Mario game were a little thrown off by games like Sunshine and Galaxy, and 3D World kind of helped that. It was great for multiplayer, which we didn't really get to see any of here. But come on, like I'm a hardcore Mario fan. I just want to play a game like that. And they said for the first time that this is a sandbox game. That's so fascinating to hear.
And they mentioned Sunshine in 64 in that. I think Jose has a really good point where he was saying that there's a new crop of people designing games at Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's a new generation, and they're really trying to make people on stage. We didn't recognize some of them. There's definitely new people working on this game.
Yeah.
Like this is not the same game being made by the same people.
There's a young
and they're letting that happen.
There's a young,
which is
vibrant
awesome.
energy at the company, and I think you can see that through titles like Splatoon and now Super Mario Odyssey. So this is a good time.
Yeah, if you think about, the hub world in Super Mario 64, it was fairly simple. You could explore and find these new level entrances, and then you could practice swimming. Like you got to try out all his moves before you went into a level and like just mess around. Then you look at this hub world and like he's doing wall jumps to get on top of a skyscraper, and as you pointed out, he throws his hat and jumps off his hat to get to another area. I feel like it's just this world where you can just mess around, and I'm assuming he's not going to have that hat trick in the very beginning, like
it
that's
looks
something
very
you earn.
Lego City to me.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Because we're doing this on the fly and we're live, we're going to talk a little bit more about Mario because it's one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen. Obviously, you saw him in the Redwood Forest here. But I want to cut over really quickly to Zelda because we just got news of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Master Edition. Which, Alana, I have to show you this immediately because you are going to be so geeked out by this.
That's pretty.
So it looks like it comes with a Master Sword, a copy of the game, a giant fold-out map, and some sort of pouch. Is that his like weird and a soundtrack and a coin?
And this is the Switch box right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can actually show it to you right now, but you can see what Breath of the Wild looks like running on a Nintendo Switch, which I swear looks better. It has
absolutely looks better. Look, like you just some of the definition, like this. I mean, this is a very familiar environment that we're seeing over and over. But like when you see a lot of water, man, look at that. It's just
the grass in the foreground and then everything else in the background.
And the draw distance.
Yeah, the draw distance and just like how big this world is. And then, you know, we talked before this event, we talked about, well, we were very limited to one area and everything looked very similar. Well, there's a lot of different stuff in this trailer that we haven't seen before. And like, just look at like the different areas and the different bosses that are coming out. Man, did you see that ground? Like, that looked really cool.
I have been playing Legend of Zelda games since the original one in the 80s. My brothers watched me play it. My mother watched me play it. It's one of those things that has always stuck with me. And this game feels like the realization of what that game wanted to be, 35 years ago. And it's just so beautiful. And I think one of our worries with this thing is it's an open world, but it looked a little empty and it didn't seem like it was teeming with life. And now, look, it is. There are flowers growing everywhere. There's weird little foxes and strange creatures.
Characters and species that we know. And voice acting. Yeah. We saw Gorons and we saw the Gerudo probably.
Yeah.
And what else? There was a bunch of things that we were just calling them off as they.
I think they're about to pop up. We also saw like a village for the first time, which is very exciting to me. I want to see stuff that's really fun for me to exist in. That doesn't look so fun.
Look at the invasion.
Princess Zelda was really
pretty places you can just walk around.
There's almost a sort of like tragic tone to Princess Zelda, if that is indeed her, in this trailer. And I feel as if
maybe it's Linkle.
She said like everything she had done was a failure almost. And
Goron.
It's kind of amazing to think that maybe
the Great Fairy.
Great Fairy.
Rein it in, everyone.
Sorry.
I know we're excited. That
Zora.
That this could be a sad story. This is a beautiful, optimistic, positive, wonderful-looking world, but this could be a tragedy here.
It seems
you
a lot.
must save her, my daughter.
It
Very
seems a lot
interesting
darker.
stuff.
And it also
looks beaten down too.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
It ends with something that says, "Let me show you what happened 100 years before," or something like that. I'm not sure what that means or where that fits into the lineage.
Maybe there's some sort of like link to the past.
Oh man, you're
Get out.
Oh god,
leave.
There wasn't in that game.
Everybody.
They didn't link you to the past in that game.
There'll definitely be a link to the past in this.
Now, whether you remember the Nintendo Wii as being a hardcore gaming system or something you spent thousands of hours with, or if it's sort of like whimpered off by the end, you probably do remember starting your adventures with the Nintendo Wii by playing The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. To have such a gigantic, epic game at launch was phenomenal. And I know that we had casual affairs like Wii Sports and Wii Play and stuff like that. But Zelda was there for when everyone left.
When everybody left, exactly, right?
Yeah.
You just play it all night.
And then Twilight Princess was bittersweet, right? Because you played the game, and as an owner of the newer systems, you were always wondering what could have been, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if this game ran in HD? But you got a port on hardware that was marginally more powerful. Like that HD barrier is now behind Nintendo, and so you're going to get a game that looks pretty damn good on the screen.
Now, with the
so
motion
exciting.
control stuff we did see with the Joy-Cons, do you think that's going to be folded into Breath of the Wild in any way? I mean, we saw some very serious emphasis on motion controls, and I don't think that's exactly what people want from Zelda.
Well, I think when you mess around with a magnet. First of all, the Sheikah Slate looks like the tablet, right? Like looks like your Switch, and so you are going to interact with it in some fashion, I assume. They've been pretty careful and I think respectful with the motion controls in the Zelda games, right? Obviously, you had the waggle and in Skyward Sword the more kind of advanced sword control, which this is not going to have. But I think the bow and arrow stuff was really successful in the old games. That was subtle and it worked well. And just aiming with the gamepad, I think, is going to be in there and it's going to be great.
We've all played it on Wii U. I don't believe they had that when I played it on Wii U, but I assume it's something that might be optional. It seems crazy.
There was
not to take
motion
advantage.
controls for some aiming.
Yeah,
in the
you
Wii
could.
version.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could.
And it was
do
just
this.
tilting the tablet. That's all it was. It wasn't like hold it up and look through it and aim that way.
Now, I just read that Walmart already sold out of pre-orders, so aren't we having a great time sitting here not ordering them? And to get to that, who here's getting one at launch? Who here's waiting? Now, Alana, you said you might wait a little while.
Definitely. It's always a finances thing. You have to decide what you're going to buy. Right now, I'm trying to save for a PC. It's more expensive than I expected it to be, and because of that, I don't think that I will buy it on launch. I would have if Zelda were an exclusive, but because it's not, I'll just buy that on Wii U. And then I think that I will wait for Odyssey or for a price drop.
Now, if you find out that there's major technical differences between the Wii U and the Switch version of Zelda, what's going to happen then?
That would depend on what the technical differences are.
Okay.
If it doesn't look as good, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about the graphical fidelity so much. I did see some people tweeting saying that they thought a lot of the games looked bad or didn't look next gen.
I'm trying to pre-order. Stop bothering me.
I don't
Think it's
care
fair?
about the way that things look in terms of specifically graphics so much, as long as the art direction is good. And I do think
Absolutely.
it is for Zelda. But at the same time, the rumors said it's supposed to be 720p and on a 6.2 inch screen. I think that's going to look pretty gorgeous.
Did we get a launch date for the Wii U version? We did not, right?
No, there wasn't. They
just
didn't mention
assumed same
anything.
day.
about
I think
it.
that's very peculiar because there are millions of Wii U's out there, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are holding on to that to be the sort of swan song of the console. And many Nintendo fans will jump right over to the Nintendo Switch. I know I will, but there has to be a large demographic of people who are saying this is a little expensive. I don't need all these extra things right now.
Absolutely,
I'm going
yeah.
to stick it out. Now, the version of Twilight Princess launched on GameCube. What was it? 2 weeks later than the
Yeah.
Nintendo Wii version.
Yeah.
Some minor differences in terms of camera fidelity.
It was
and
flipped.
It was mirror moded, and no motion controls, obviously. So I'm hoping that Wii U owners aren't necessarily punished for having to wait out this long because they are some of the most diehard Nintendo fans. They stuck with the Wii U literally until the very end, and I do hope that they get rewarded with that and aren't forced to wait weeks and weeks.
Would be a shame.
Good point.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think it's an opportunity for Nintendo to say, "Hey, are you sure you don't want this new system?" Right? Just to kind of like dangle that carrot in front of them. But like, I doubt they'll make them wait that long because I think they also want Wii U owners to play Zelda and then say, "This was awesome. I want more Nintendo games." And obviously, we're not going to get a ton of software on that platform. And then maybe holiday season, think about upgrading to Switch.
Now, Pear, you're trying to order a
tried
Nintendo
to
Switch
pre-order,
right now
nothing.
in the middle of our show, which I would call rude, but if the camera shoots to you
I
for a
respect
second,
it.
I'll do the same. Obviously, you're buying one on day one. Is there?
Put the camera on him. Why are you putting the camera on me?
We're trying to catch you. So you're obviously buying one on day one. If they put it on me, I'll never be able to order one. You're buying one on day one. There's nothing would have stopped that, right? Do you think even if Zelda was delayed? I mean, you're an old school hardcore Nintendo fan. You started IGN 64, which became what this is now.
Yeah, I will order it on day one. I'm trying to order it any moment. I will probably order 2. Just because they'll be fighting in my house and my kids will get mad, and so we might have to get 2.
It seems like an excuse.
I'm sorry, but
It's
if
for you. Come
one
on.
of you guys can't get one, then I'd of course let you borrow mine for a day.
You just put that on record that we are more
I said
important to you
borrow.
than your children. I just want to make that's out there. That's
well, you have
that's
to
there
cover
forever.
it. You have to write about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
as long as we don't cover that with a long
No,
beeping
it's-
sound.
Look, it's a no-brainer for me. Like my favorite game series of all time is The Legend of Zelda, followed by Metroid, right? Like and then there's Mario in there, and Uncharted and other platforms as well. But like I really love the core Nintendo games, and so I know I will own this platform no matter what. Why wouldn't I want to get it right when the biggest game that I love so much comes out, right?
course.
Like, you gotta get Zelda at launch. Come
Now, Sam, I assume you're in the same boat.
Yeah, absolutely. Day one, no matter what. I've always bought every Nintendo system day one. This one just looks like a better one than some of the others.
Yeah.
I think I'm relieved that I will be able to still play Zelda even if I can't get a Switch because it's probably coming to Wii U.
Yeah. I mean, you're a bunch of rich boys. I'm gonna wait for it for $199. I'm gonna wait until it's a little bit cheaper, or at least until I can get the accessories cheaper. I think. I feel like they'll be.
You could always
they'll be
sell
fun.
your Wii U. It'd be cheaper then.
How dare you?
Oh, you don't sell anything, do you?
No, I definitely won't sell my Wii U. I love that console.
Did you drag everything over here from Australia?
I have my Wii U, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4.
And
I
are
brought
they
all
all
of them.
PAL and they don't run on our TVs here? Or?
No, they run on TVs fine, but there's plenty of region lock games. Shout out to the Nintendo Switch for no longer being.
Doesn't the
region
3DS take forever to charge or something like
Yeah,
that?
it actually does.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
So many problems we have, but one of the problems we won't have is playing the Nintendo Switch on March 3rd of this year for $299.99.
Soon.
Plus much more for all of the other accessories and stuff like that. But this is Nintendo Voice Chat. I want to thank my amazing crew tonight for staying late here at IGN, for just being the most passionate people in the games industry. I could not be happier and luckier to be surrounded by such a better crew than you guys. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Nintendo Voice Chat obviously is a weekly show here in IGN. If this is your first episode, we do this all the time, and it's great.
Not quite like this.
It's never really like this. This is Christmas for us.
We were like, what?
Yeah. So for all of us here at IGN, thank you so much for tuning in tonight and for everything Nintendo and Nintendo Switch. There's that snap. IGN, you're already in the right place. Will you stop doing that?
That was good.
Nintendo
That was
Switch,
good.
IGN Voice Chat. We're out.